Why did I defend you singing? Why did I defend you swinging? That funny old tune will drive me to ruin. It came along and made me a slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave. It came along and made me a slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Chud Watch. I hope you're all doing well on this Thursday. I believe it's Thursday. I hope you're all doing well. One Chubba Hubba, thanks for re-upping your sub with a 2 months. Appreciate it. Just got done mowing the lawn, which was a pain because I waited way too long, and I don't have a self-propelled mower, so I have to like physically push it through the this tall grass. But it was all right. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, "Can I get a butt stuff?" Butt stuff? I guess is that my catchphrase that I'm unaware of? Do I regularly say butt stuff? What? Did I get a Pokemon? No, but some rupees did pop out of the grass when I cut it, so that's good. Yeah. I think we should ban grass. I'm gonna fill my front yard with a rock garden, okay? Better for the environment or something, I don't know. One Speedy Yoshi says, gay, homosexual, gay. The Profane Priestess, thank you for subscribing for 9 months, says, it's time to name our sub-baby, Hannah. I'm gonna name this sub-baby, Diana, in honor of, the People's Princess. Rip. Mixed Gothy Queer, thanks for subscribing for 13 months, says, holy shit, happy lucky 13. And we're on a hype train now. Woot. AstroTurf, that's not a bad idea either. I wonder how much it costs to astroturf your yard. MH Dark Beast says, I know it's Chud Watch, but I ran across this after you introduced me to her, and we totes need to watch this one. She's really off her rocker here. Oh, God. You know, I was planning on maybe doing some vegan teacher today, because I like to mix it up sometimes. I know she's not technically a chud. She's just more of a different kind of internet weirdo, but I don't know. I don't know where else to put her. She goes in cringe streams, but we don't do enough cringe streams for all the content, so. Well, we got past level 1 on the hype train. Thank you, everyone. Princess Amelia says, I have grass just outside my flat, but it's on council ground, so the council mows it for me. It's great. That must be nice. I did yes, we're going to be covering the Peter's church thing. I did email him about that, actually, because now I have a source inside the church, which is Peter. So I did email him, and I was like, hey, what's up with this? Are you guys, like, moving, or what? So we'll see if he gets back to me. One Speedy Yoshi said, we got a vegan teacher foot reveal before Hannah. I hate this world. Show us toes. That's fair. I should probably move past the point where she has her foot up like that. Bardlock Moses, thank you for 1,000 bits, says, that vegan teacher is pretty chud-like, I guess, but for, like, very strange reasons. I don't believe in horseshoe theory politics necessarily, but if you wanted an example that makes that look pretty reasonable, she's one. Robert Morley 260 with 5,000 bits! The founder of the feast, thank you, Robert Morley. Says, let's hear, oh, wowzers, for your bit sugar daddy. Oh, wowzers. Thank you. eTune2350 with 100 bits says, I know this was talked about yesterday, but I finally heard a synopsis of the CWPPG, Powerpuff Girls pilot script today, and oh god, why? Oh, I know. I read part of it. It's bad. I don't want a show where Buttercup threatens Blossom by leaking her nudes. Be very careful, John says. Did I hear back from Poop Girl's sister? I did. Hopefully we're gonna set something up. $20% to level 5. We're very close. Lyra Shay, thank you for subscribing for 4 months. Says, hey Hannah. Happy 4 months. Hope your day is going better than mine. It's going pretty well. I'm sorry you're not having a great day. I hope the stream helps. One Speedy Yoshi with 20 bits says, here's 2 Twitter accounts I think would be fun if you do right-wing cope. Conservative self-owns and conservatives owned. Okay. I'll keep them in mind. Thank you. I guess I already have this one. Strumbly for Wi-Fi says, I know how you feel about talking about other leftist YouTubers, but have you seen TMM's content and what do you think about him? I guess I haven't seen his stuff in a long time. Like, does he do political content now? Because last time I watched him was back when he was doing mostly atheism related stuff. So this was years ago. But I know I liked him back in the day, and I've seen some tweets he's done in the past couple years that I agreed with and liked or whatever. So I guess I'll have to go recheck him out. I haven't seen him in quite a while. But yeah, I used to like him, but I don't know what he's all about now, so. Morok Ben Eon says, I'm here, I'm queer, let's kill God in Minecraft. Now I just want a jazz drum set. Good shit. $25% to level 5. We might get to level 5 today. Nice. It's always nice when that happens. So let's take a look at some of the stuff we're going to be checking out today. Don't worry, I'm not going to chew this whole stream. I just wanted to get a little snack in. Because mowing made me hungry. Strumbly for Wi-Fi says, he still posts pretty consistently, but he does still mostly atheist content, one of the last Elder Gods, still countering apologists. Nice. We'll have to check out his stuff since I last saw him. Red Werewolf, thanks for subscribing with Prime. Color by Emmy says, thank you, Hannah, for going live and breaking me out of a game stream stupor. Of course. Ace Dracona says, hey Hannah, I'm planning on starting to draw some fan art and I have a few questions. I'm not that good of an artist, but I'm a try. 1, is it allowed? 2, do you have any things I should keep in mind if I'm able to draw you? No, I can't police you. You do you. If you want to make a drawing of me, make a drawing of me. Whatever you want. Bitter Grin says, wait, we're killing God today? Heck yeah, Miss K's with 100 bits. We only have a minute left on the hype train, and we're only at 47% of level 5. We're so close. $74Quinn74 with 100 bits says, hype. Don't let the hype die. We're so close. Pyromancer says, hype bits and cheers to Peter content. Yeah, I don't want to burn everyone out on Peter, but this was kind of important, so I wanted to take a look at it. Wabbajack, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs, bringing us over to 100% of level 5. We did it. We did it, chat. You're all kings and queens, okay? And whatever the NB version of that would be. Marcus Drake with 100 bits, thank you. Kirthan with 100 says, parasocial pressure. Yep, that's what I'm good at. Generals for MBs? Sure. Probably Lannister says, I caught one of your last streams on VOD, and yes, you are more charismatic than Peter. That's good. Felix Night Owl with 50 bits and 1 Speedy Yoshi says, did I hear Caitlyn Jenner is running for Congress and she says she will cancel culture and wokeness or something? I hate this planet. Yeah. She also recently said, though, that, like, if you're trans and have been transitioning since you were young, then you should be able to participate in sports. And a bunch of right-wingers are mad about it. So. Pyromancer says AMC is up and profits are looking good. That's good. Honestly, I'm not part of the whole meme stock thing, but when AMC was really, really down in the middle of the pandemic, I did buy some, because I do buy stock, although I haven't in a bit. I haven't even looked at it just because they've been doing badly. I did buy some AMC, assuming it would go up after the lockdown lifted and after, you know, people started getting vaccinated, so. Oh no, I'm up. I'm real good. Oh yeah. My stuff went down for a while, but now it's at all-time highs, so that's nice. Yay me. One Speedy Yoshi says, the only stock I buy is chicken stock. Nice. Let's see, I started investing in February of this year, and I'm up 15% since February. I'm not going to give actual dollar amounts, but I'm up 15% overall, so that's pretty good. Pyromancer says, reminder to any other recent investors to keep capital gains tax in mind. Yep. What's Bitcoin at? 38,000? Okay. I would say this, if you're going to get into stocks, don't put any money in that you can't afford to completely lose. It's a gamble. It can be an educated gamble if you know about the company or whatever, but you never know what outside factors or inside factors that you don't know about could sink the stock, so. Just keep that in mind. I really should put some more money into this. The thing I invest in the most, even though I think they're evil, is Disney. That's the thing I have the most of my money in. So I really hope they don't fuck up. My AMC stock is up 33% overall, so that's good. I'm not going to sit here and just describe my stocks and how they're doing, though. That's boring. Are there stock streamers? Are there streamers that, like, day trade stocks and give tips to people? Because that seems like it would be a thing, right? I'd give you guys my, I'd give you guys my Robinhood referral link, but I'm not going to do that. Used to be against Twitch TOS, but you're not sure now? I could see that being against Twitch TOS for sure. Low effort. Thank you, mods. Thank you, Baja, specifically. Quickest mod in the West. Felix Night Owl says, I don't understand stocks. If base advice is to buy low and sell high, who buys it when you're high? If everyone follows that rule, how does it even work? Well, some people, that's the thing, is you don't know when it is at all-time highs. So today's high could be next year's low. You know what I mean? You're always making bets on, is it going to go up or down? Some people are better at determining that than others, and some are just lucky. Pyromancer says, stock goes up, stock goes down. He can't explain it. True. It's the rich people feelings line. You cashed out your Doge for 500 profit while it was over 50 cents. I did something similar with Bitcoin a couple years ago. I made about 500 bucks in Bitcoin with a pretty small investment, with like a $20 investment or something, and I was like, I'm good. I'm not gonna let this one ride. Ironically, that was the wrong choice because I would have made even more money if I kept it in, but Bitcoin is just too much of a gamble. It's just ridiculous speculation bubble bullshit, and I'm good. I don't need that as part of my portfolio, you know? I'd rather just, you know, safer companies or whatever. I don't know, maybe a mutual fund. I don't need that kind of volatility going on. Because I don't want to be checking my thing every 30 minutes, you know? I want to buy stock and check it maybe once a week. Bitcoin is not only a gamble, it has an endpoint. There's a finite amount of Bitcoin that can be made. That's interesting. I didn't know that. All right, so let's see what we're looking at today. We have some MGTOW nonsense, of course. This just sounds hilarious, which is why I picked it. This is, oh gosh, what's this guy's name? Terrence Pop. Forgot his name for a sec. He does a live stream as well. And on his live stream, how do I put this? On this live stream, he plays a game called Cuckold Simulator. So we're gonna watch him play Cuckold Simulator. Yeah. Morok says, as a former Tesla employee, I was about to get $15K in Tesla stocks as part of my employment package. Then they fired me the week before they vested. Coincidence? I doubt it. Yeah, I've heard that's been a thing. Not just with you, but and Tesla as a whole. They've done that to people. Styx has a video about why he thinks Donald Trump needs to run in 2024. This is Stop Politicizing Video Games. This is the vegan teacher freaking out at Costco's meat section. This is Peter's Church thing. Conservapedia. This is the article on Peter's Church moving. This is another Gordon Ramsay video with the vegan teacher. Oh gosh, there was something else. Twitch. Apparently Peter's Church does broadcasts on Twitch now, and I gotta try and find those. Color by Emmy says, my small Bitcoin profits were back in 2016. I remember because I was at a job where I saw a then campaigning Trump getting on a private jet, and I was boiling at the sight of him. Hister fan, thank you for gifting a sub. One Speedy Yoshi says, it's like how Homer sold his stock when it was at $20 and then spent it all on beer, and the next day it went up like 10,000 or so, and when he invested in pumpkins and made money and didn't sell before Halloween, so it went tits up. Yeah, I heard about Gates saying he'll run in 2024 if Trump doesn't. I wish I could just be like, ah, isn't that funny that he thinks he could win, but, you know, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. I'm certainly not gonna not take him seriously, considering what happened in 2015-16. Okay, how am I gonna find them? What's the... I think they were called, like, Rod of Iron. Maybe I gotta go to their website. Rod of Iron Ministries. Oops, wrong one. They probably have a link to their Twitch streams on here. There it is. Rod of Iron Kingdom. This is Peter's church. Oh, boy. Do we want to start with this? Do we want to start with Peter's church? Because Peter's church now does Twitch streams. And if you want to find out how someone like Peter gets into QAnon, it might help to understand, you know, what information he's been being told his whole life. So let's check it out and see what Peter has been basically indoctrinated with. Intro.
I'm your host, Hungry Sean Moon, second king of Chenny. Let's go first to our Accuweather Forecast with King did first. Tim.
Wow.
Good morning. It's 63 degrees and clear at the palace this morning. Yesterday, the
At
forecast
the palace?
was...
They call it the palace! That guy's cheating. He's riding a trike. Nick says, are they all LARPing Last Ounce of Courage? And Mike says, they're the bikers from South Park episodes. One Speedy Yoshi says, I feel like if the apocalypse or martial law was to happen, the people like Peter would quickly turn into Mrs. Carmody from The Mist. Probably. And Robert Morley says, Peter's church, rod of meat with veins. Oh, Jesus.
For the temperature to reach 90 degrees, it actually stopped just short of that. The officially reported temperature was 89. Of course, the real feel is higher.
He's giving a weather report orally, but he's just getting his information from the Accuweather Forecast. Like, I could look this up. I have a widget on my desktop that tells me the temperature. Why are you having someone else Google the weather for me? Purple Nickel, thank you for subscribing for 6 months, says, oh good, I joined a crazy bit. Sweet. And Morok says, I am taking notes for my next D&D campaign.
Better than that. Today to be cooler, high of 77 with mostly sunny and not as warm with low humidity, it says. But still a real feel of 84 and winds out of the northwest at 7 to 10 miles an hour. And no chance of rain, it says here, 0. And then tonight going down to 45 degrees, partly cloudy and cooler. North-northwest winds at 4 to 8 miles an hour and a 2% chance of rain tonight. 14 hours and 51 minutes now of daylight. Yeah, long days. Sun rising at 5:31 and setting at 8:22 as we are now less than a month to the summer solstice. Looking ahead, the temperature.
Wow, this weather report is in-depth considering he didn't actually do anything. Okay, I gotta comment on this, okay? Have you guys heard of the concept of mall swords? Anyone? Okay. So, this is a pretty embarrassing LARP, if I'm being honest. So he's wearing a bullet crown because he's the king or something of this church. When a church has a king, we normally call that a cult, especially when they hoard weapons and build compounds, which we'll get into a little bit later. He has a knight of, like, the Knights Templar on his desk, In front of him is a large golden gun, and behind him are a variety of what appear to be samurai swords. To the left, it looks like he maybe has... I'm not even sure what that is. Maybe some... It's hard to tell. Kind of looks like that's a black belt there. Is he a black belt in some sort of martial art? Morak says, Matamora's PA, that's 30 minutes from where I lived back in Pennsylvania. And Pyromancer says, tomorrow morning, 80% chance of God's wrath with light hellfire in the evening. Oh, someone wanted to know about the mall swords. So, you know, a lot of malls in the United States, I guess I don't know if this is a thing for other countries, will have stores that will sell weird, like, swords. They're basically just, they're decoration. They even say on them usually, these are just for decoration. You know, if you try and actually use these, they'll break, you know. A lot of them are made of just stainless steel or whatever. Often they'll be more like, wow, look at how badass this is, rather than any sort of practicality like this. Like this shark arm punchy thing. Like, how would you even use this if you were fighting someone? You know what I mean? So it's more just like fantasy weapons that you put on your wall or whatever and you think they're badass. So often kind of teenagers, I'll fully admit I had a mall sword. I had like a katana that I bought online in high school. I got rid of it at a certain point because I was embarrassed to have it. And let me be clear, I don't think there's anything wrong with collecting stuff like this necessarily, right? I'm sure there's a classy way to display stuff like this. This isn't it. This just looks, look at how badass I am. I have swords and guns and a crown. I'm a king. Like, it's off-putting, to say the least. Kirthan says his swords are even displayed upside down. That's going to damage their edge over time. Oh, I guess I hadn't considered that. It doesn't really matter. He's not going to use them. They're probably stainless steel anyway. If you hit anything with them, they'd probably shatter. Pyromancer says, I'd take a Master Sword from Zelda for a neat display. Sure, I get that. Or if you bought like a sword from Final Fantasy or something. Just like generic samurai sword things I always find a little weird, but whatever.
And we are jumping to our Rima today, which is Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 3. A prayer for mercy. Prayer for mercy. A prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shigionoth.
He looks like the American version of
Lord,
the Taliban.
I have heard thy speech and was afraid.
Hydrate.
O Lord, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known. In wrath, remember mercy. God came from Taman, and the Holy One from...
This is interesting. I don't recognize this passage. A prayer of Habakkuk. Hold on. New International Version in the NIV. Habakkuk. How do I not know about Habakkuk? Like, what? Where is this in the Bible? I've read the Bible. How did I forget this?
Mount Paran, Salah. His glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. And his brightness was as the light. He had horns coming out of his hand, and there was a hiding of his power. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting. I saw the tents
I know
of
why I
Cushan
don't
in
remember it.
affliction.
It's because it's like a page long. This is Habakkuk. It goes here and here. That's why. We must have covered it, because I have, like, sectioned off, but I don't remember it. Must not have been very notable. You've always pronounced it Habakkuk. Great. He's one of the minor prophets in the Bible near the end of the Old Testament. That's probably why we rushed through the end so we could get to the New Testament, so I'm probably just not remembering it. Old Testament books of prophecies, easy to forget, and Towing 24 says it comes from the Mooney equivalent of the Book of Mormon.
The curtains of the land of Midian
Bible.
did tremble. Was the Lord displeased against the rivers? Was I in anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea? That thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots.
This guy's
of
a
salvation?
charisma black hole.
Thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oaths of
You
the
know what? It
tribes,
always annoys
even
me
thy
when
words,
there's
Selah.
like cult leaders or people that appear to
Thou didst
behave like a
cleave the
cult
earth with
leader,
rivers.
and they're not even
The mountains saw
charismatic.
thee, and they
It's
trembled.
just like,
The
I
overflowing
need to
of
go
the
start a
water passed
cult,
by.
apparently.
The deep uttered his voice.
The competition
and lifted
isn't
up his
that
hands
great.
on high. The sun and moon stood still in their habitation. At the light of thine arrows they went, and at the shining of thy glittering spear. Thou didst march. Was instructed to stop and think about what he had just read or sang.
How old is this
The
guy? I'm
instructions of
not
the
sure.
postscript indicate that this psalm was
see if
used
the
as a part
website
of
has
temple
anything.
liturgy. It is a great psalm expressing obedience and praise to God and trust in Him. Okay, and this is the time of Habakkuk. He's warning about the Babylonians and the Chaldeans, or as the Chaldeans. Okay, and in the notes to the chapter, okay, it's interesting here. The prophecy of Habakkuk is unique among all prophetic literature. Overall, it contains a high caliber of Hebrew poetry. The first two chapters constitute a dialogue between the prophet and the Lord concerning the invasion of the Chaldeans, or Babylonians, and their destruction. Chapter 3 is a psalm with instructions given to the musicians for its
42.
rendering.
He's only 42.
In the first two chapters, the prophet contends with the Lord, and the third chapter, he
Wait,
submits
this
to
isn't
the
a
Lord.
cult. Why are we here?
The date of Habakkuk is difficult to ascertain.
Purple Nickel says,
since he does
what?
not
Aren't we
mention the
already a
king or
cult?
kings
No.
during whose reign
No,
he
we're not.
prophesied.
Sorry.
The best key that Habakkuk offers for dating his prophecy. Anybody else,
Okay, let's get past the part where he's just reading with no inflection.
he doesn't do child sacrifice. He doesn't allow for pedophilia. He doesn't allow for sex trafficking your children to the temple prostitutes.
Gee, I wonder where Peter got his fervor for believing that Hollywood and Democratic elites are pedos and Satanists.
He, number one, protects the most innocent citizens in the nation, right, which are children, and especially in the womb. And then, of course, if he does smite Israelites' enemies, Israel's enemies. But guess what? If the Israelites become evil, he also smites them. See, that's very different. He's not just a petty deity. That's purpose is to wipe out anybody else other than his chosen people. Right? He's not a tribal deity in that sense. He is a deity that seeks jurisprudence.
I think he's sick or something, because I've seen other videos of him and he normally has so much more like energy and he's not sniffling like this constantly. So it makes me wonder if he's like ill or something.
예, 아버지 하나님 감사합니다. 지금
Mike Mack says Egyptian
하나님께서
firstborn and
지금
kids during the
얼마나-
flood said otherwise.
얼마나 많은 일을 하고
And Felix Night Owl says
지금
Habakkuk must have had a lot of content advocating for equality for women or treating all humans with value. Catholic priests over time cut that shit out a long time ago, leaving only one
지금
passage.
선과 악의 싸움이 정말 이제 치열한
Oh, this is a service he does in Korean because he has a lot of Korean followers.
엄마 몸이. A Palestinian, the Palestinian Liberation Army, but really the Palestinian police state is what it is. But
What
You
is
can
with
see
all the
this-
sniffling? It's so weird. He didn't used to be like this. Like, if I go back to the oldest one that's on here from 8 days ago, is he still like this?
없애지 않, 삭제하지 않으면 그 사람이 자유인처럼 나 옆 곁에 올 수 없어요. 없는 존재에게
No, see what I'm saying? He has way more energy here, and he's not sniffling.
죄는 엄청난 거죠.
Oh, sorry.
심판을 피하시다고 생각하지만
Yeah, he must be sick or
그거는
something
사기예요.
recently.
어떻게 하나님을 피해? Outside of prison, he just saw him, and he said, and he had the experience with the Holy Spirit and the dove, and this is my son in whom I'm well pleased. He heard God say that over the vision of the Holy Spirit that was over Jesus when he baptized him.
Maybe he smoked Peter's CBD. Isopropyl alcohol. Broke him.
And of
I
course,
do like that they all
is a
wear
good
crowns.
thing. That is a good thing. The bigger the reaction is going to be in the next year's
They need
midterm
smaller
elections.
bullets to
And
shoot the
certainly that is good.
pathogens.
That's all I can say. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm not making any allegations. I'm just saying that there is a atmosphere of suspicion that might warrant looking into. Might warrant, let's take down these
Plans
license
for
numbers
later.
and see who they're registered to, and then compare those to the voter rolls in Northeast Pennsylvania. What shall we do that? Shall we do that? So we want someone to do that? That might be a good idea. Might be a good idea.
Pretend no one saw
I'm
that.
just I'm just putting that out there, all right? I'm not making any accusations for now. For now. Okay. All right. So that's pretty much where we are on the election. Let's take a break now, and we'll come back with more news from a Chud perspective after this. In Pennsylvania politics at the state level,
This
perhaps
looks
even
like
at
tin
the federal
foil. I
level
kind of want
at
it.
some point in the future. I don't know, but if we put our sights on the governor's race next year, certainly I think President Trump has made the right choice in encouraging Doug Mastriano. Of course, there's also the Senate race next year. Pat Toomey is retiring, and so we need another. The King indicated there were demonstrations, leafleting there for a while. As I came here,
All right, screw this. Let's go right to the story about them, shall we? Purple Nickel says tinfoil crown for the tinfoil queen. Thank you. By the way, funny message from Baja, who says a guy that got banned in chat earlier sent an unban request that was in German, and translated, it said that he thought, quote, thought I was a hot girl and was mad to find out I'm not. I love that shit. It's always nice when you can make the transphobes question their sexuality. Which is funny, because my hair's wet and I didn't put makeup on today. Morak says, thank you, Hannah. That was reminding me too much of my time in Bible college, 5 years of dry-ass sermons every single day. Yeah, not fun. One Speedy Yoshi says, hot girl summer for Hannah. Okay, let's get to this article. So again, Peter Hanna, who we cover pretty regularly, is a conspiracy theorist. His gun church is apparently buying a 40-acre compound in Texas. This is not good. Red alert. Peter, our pet conspiracy theorist, is in danger. Nick says, got my White Claw, so it is indeed a hot girl summer here, or will be next month. So, Krista Willow says, in Waco? Funny you mention that! It's 40 miles away from where Waco happened. It says so in the article, or at least one of the articles I read about it. So, I emailed Peter about this, and I was like, hey, are you going to be moving to Texas with your family? Because if he is, I'm very concerned for him, because if this is the next stage of this gun cult, is to move them all to Florida on their, or not Florida, sorry, rather, to move them all to Texas on their own little compound, and further separate themselves from mainstream society. Especially in Texas, that's not going to go well. Again, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. Okay? We don't want a Waco situation to happen. So let's read the article. A religious sect known for worshipping with AR-15s and its MAGA politics has purchased a sprawling 40-acre compound in central Texas, which it hopes will offer a safe haven for, air quote, patriots from what they believe is an imminent war brought on by the, quote, deep state, Vice News has learned. One Speedy Yoshi says it's time to save Peter's kids. I agree. The property, located in the small community of Thornton, 40 miles from Waco, was listed at just under $1 million. It's been dubbed Liberty Rock by its new owners. The Sanctuary Church, aka Rod of Iron Ministries, led by Pastor Hyung Jin Sean Moon, members of the congregation often refer to him as King. While Moon's congregation, estimated to number in the hundreds, is relatively fringe, it's a direct descendant of a much larger unification church founded by his father, Reverend Sun Myung Moon, a self-proclaimed messiah and accused cult leader whose adoring fans became known to outsiders as Moonies. The younger Moon, who set up shop in 2017 in Newfoundland, Pennsylvania, follows the doctrine of his late father. With a twist, Moon says he was inspired by a biblical passage in the book of Revelation that talked about Jesus using a, quote, rod of iron to protect himself and others. He concluded this was a reference to AR-15s. And integrated high-powered firearms into regular church services, including wedding ceremonies. He founded the church with the support of his brother, Kook Jin Justin Moon, the CEO of Car Arms, a gun manufacturing company headquartered nearby. Now, I don't want to make any accusations, because I would never do that, okay? But the fact that his brother owns the local gun manufacturer and gun store, and all of a sudden, Reverend Moon decided that owning and maintaining AR-15s is an integral part of their religion. It feels a little one hand washing the other, if you know what I mean. Again, just in my opinion. One Speedy Yoshi says, Rod of Iron was my ex-boyfriend's nickname in high school. From its beginning, the church wholeheartedly embraced former President Donald Trump and incorporated Trumpian culture war and conspiracies into its rhetoric. Moon told Vice News in late 2019 that he believed God was working through Trump to rid the world of, quote, political Satanism. For example, the deep state and the swamp, and restore Eden. Through his gun-centric, MAGA-friendly outlook, Moon has been able to establish some fringe political alliances. Former Trump advisor Steve Bannon spoke at a recent event hosted by the church. Pennsylvania State Senator and, quote, Stop the Steal organizer Doug Mastrano was also recently billed as a special guest at another church event. As Moon's church has expanded, bought additional property, and incorporated at least 2 more states, Delaware and Florida, his teachings and rhetoric have grown even more radical and militaristic. His sermons contain a wide range of topics from the weather to why he hates ski resorts, too many leftist lunatics, and how to prepare for the coming false flag deep state war. Should we have AR-15s at our wedding? No. The new property, known locally as Running Branch Camp and Marina, came equipped with a general store, fishing equipment, and industrial kitchen, RV hookups, cabins, and camping sites. The purpose of the property, according to a GoFundMe seeking $21,000 for renovations, is to, quote, expand God's kingdom to western and southern regions in the United States. After renovations, the church hopes that Liberty Rock will be home to over 100 sites that will serve our community and patriots from Texas and around the country. The Rod of Iron Instagram account features photos from the site, including the ribbon cutting and blessing ceremony. Held on April 20th, at least one family from the church appears to be living there full-time while renovations are going on. It's a dangerous time, and this is a place of refuge and retreat if our community needs it, Moon said in one of his recent sermons titled The King's Report, which he typically delivers wearing a crown made of bullets and a golden AR-15 displayed before him. Of course, in worst-case scenarios. Leaders of the local community association contacted by Vice News did not seem to be aware that they had new neighbors. Is this going to be a problem? Asked one concerned resident. Hydrate. Will do. And this is just a top-down look of the Freedom Rock facility. The new property acquisition has been a recurring topic in Moon's King's reports, which are now broadcast via the gaming platform Twitch or the streaming site Rumble, since they were booted off YouTube for violating community guidelines. Their videos are often accompanied by a slew of hashtags, including hashtag MAGA, hashtag Trump, hashtag QAnon, hashtag Q, hashtag Blue Lives Matter. Now, I find that interesting, too, because they're clearly trying to appeal to a QAnon crowd based on the hashtags of Q and QAnon, but Peter has explicitly told me that Reverend Moon and his family doesn't agree with him on the Q stuff. So, again, I think that lends a bit of credence to the grifty side of my opinion on this. He's trying to appeal to those groups of people, but also be separate, presumably because, you know, if there's a Q out there, then there's a higher authority than Reverend Moon, and he doesn't want that. He wants to be the king. You can't have a king when Q is sort of the god of Q stuff. Quote, the international Marxist globalists are trying to start a civil war here so that they can bring in the UN troops and Chi-Com Chinese military to come in, destroy and kill all gun owners, Christians, and any opposition, i.e. Trump supporters, Moon said matter-of-factly in a recent sermon. Quote, we are in the death of America right now, and that's why, of course, God is allowing for our expansion. Cold Stare, thanks for subscribing for 13 months with Prime. On January 3rd, his church sent out a notice to members. Some federal agents operate as a criminal cartel and are in the process of stealing this presidential election, end quote, the notice read. Quote, we need to prepare and train for the fight. Quote, it's obviously better if we can use our rights to freedom of speech, assembly to seek redress of grievances, it continued. Otherwise, we will have to fight physically with many dying. 3 days later, when Trump fans gathered in Washington, D.C., Moon posted a video to Instagram from outside the Capitol amid the insurrectionist mob, running from clouds of tear gas with his wife and brother. It does not appear that they actually went inside the Capitol. Church officials did not respond to Vice News' requests for comment. Here they are at the Capitol insurrection.
You wouldn't use this on Antifa, would you? You wouldn't use this on Antifa, would you? Piece of shit. Hey, you wouldn't use this on Antifa, would you?
They pepper spray the folks. Everybody got tear gas.
Hey, who's the enemy? Are we the enemy?
Everybody got pepper sprayed. but it looks like everybody made it through.
Scary stuff. Peter was not there to my knowledge, but I don't know if he'd tell me if he was, so. Quote, they tear gas bombed us, he wrote in the video's caption. They protect Antifa, but shoot and tear gas patriots. Since January 6th, Moon's sermons have taken on a greater intensity and urgency. In a broadcast from February titled, quote, Danger Coming for Trump Supporters, Moon warned viewers that the Biden administration was plotting genocide against its political opponents or planning to round up Trump supporters and put them in, quote, re-education camps. We have to understand the enemy we're dealing with, Moon said. We have to be ready to pray very, very hard, move fast, and of course to resist on many levels. All the evil that they're trying to perpetrate on the world. He's also adopted a new biker gang aesthetic, swapping out his camouflage blazers for biker jackets emblazoned with patches, showing a crown and rod of iron ministries, as well as the words, Black-Robed Regiment above an image of an AR-15. All the while, a community of former Moonies, many of whom have family or friends who are deeply involved with the Sanctuary Church, are watching it slide into extremism with horror. Quote, it feels like I'm watching a school shooting or something in slow motion, said Jane, whose parents are prominent members of the Sanctuary Church, and asked that her real name be withheld for safety reasons. These people are just getting crazier and crazier and scaring everyone, and I don't know what's going to happen next. Like many other Mooney families, Jane's parents were matched and married through the church. She was raised living and breathing Unification Church doctrine, attending Unification Church summer camps, and taught that doubting any of its teachings meant that you were opening yourself up to satanic thought and temptation. Guns were not a part of her life. She said she remembers hearing gossip from other kids at Sunday school that the church owned a gun company. Then, as a kid, I would say things innocently because I was confused. That would get me in trouble, Jane said, like, why do we have a gun company? Aren't we about peace? What's so peaceful about guns? Her parents didn't own guns, but she heard that the Moon family enjoyed hunting. I've personally never held a gun in my life, Jane said. I think they had guns at camp one year, and some of the older people, who we call uncles, would take the kids out for target practice like shooting a can off a wall or something. In 2000, Jane's family moved to Seoul, where her dad was tasked with helping Sean Moon set up an English language unification church service. A decade later, they returned to the U.S. and settled in Berkeley, California. That was around the same time, she said, she noticed her parents, seemingly out of nowhere, started talking about guns. They were saying things like, if everyone owned a gun, there would be no need for police. Her father suggested that she get a gun for personal protection. He was saying, like, what if you're at McDonald's and you go to the bathroom and you get R-worded? Yikes. Around 2010, Jane left the church, started therapy, and severed ties with her parents. Good for her. That must have been hard. I cut them off as an attempt not to drown, said Jane. Then the longer I went without talking to them, the more I realized how abusive they'd been. Years later, she heard that her parents were moving to Pennsylvania. They gave some bogus excuse and told everyone in their lives they were moving to help out a family member, but really they were moving to be closer to Sanctuary Church, Jane said. Then she saw the pictures of her parents holding AR-15s. She takes pains to ensure her parents don't find out where she lives, and she's trying to determine whether they've relocated to Liberty Rocks. Or Rock, rather, I apologize. Quote, it's not that I believe they're going to come here with guns and try to kill me, but I do think they could come here with guns and be like, oh, we're going to save you and bring you back to this workshop and take care of you, said Jane. I don't trust them. I don't trust them with a fucking butter knife. Wow. Princess Amelia says, he looks so funny in the camo suit and bullet crown, but it's so serious, I know. The world has become a farce. One Speedy Yoshi says, will the majority of these people ever realize they're not going to be put in camps? Like, some will pull away, but let's say some of them will have lived long lives and gone through tons of Democrat presidents. Will they admit I'm wrong, knowing they have nothing to lose? Or will they just say, oh no, it's going to happen, just to my great-great-grandkids? Closer to the latter. People don't like to admit they're wrong. Whenever there's pictures of this place, I'm always looking for Peter and them. I always want to find him. The Sanctuary Church made headlines for the first time in 2018 when news outlets covered a mass wedding ceremony featuring AR-15s. To an outsider, the fact that so many people were willing to take the unusual and radical step of integrating high-powered firearms into their spiritual life was perplexing. It appeared a giant psychological leap to go from, as was the case for many Mooney families, not having much to do with guns, to suddenly worshipping with them in church. But self-described ex-Moonies told Vice News that many who belonged to the original church were psychologically conditioned to make that leap. Wing the Ultimate Nug says, Peter is Hannah's Waldo. True. When the split happened, it wasn't like enrolling a membership into the YMCA, said Renee Martinez, an artist who worked in a tattoo parlor, who left the church in 2012 after Reverend Moon died. It was a slow roll, clinging onto a new belief system that was nearly identical to what you already believed. The Unification Church has groomed generations for this, Martinez added. The church is now 60 years old, with 3 generations now. It's not just some cult that hippies joined. People are programmed into it and know nothing else. The Unification Church did not respond to Vice's request for comment. When Sean started pushing guns and his brother started pushing his gun company, it was easy to accept because Reverend Moon himself said we had to prepare to protect peace, said Martinez. I think violence and supporting guns has always been a part of the Unification Church. Someone asked for the link. Here you go. Former members of the Unification Church say it operates on a buffet of cohesive and abusive tactics to foster enduring loyalty and blind trust. For example, they create heightened anxiety and fear around a common enemy, former members said. They rely on love bombing, where important church officials shower new members with love. You get scared of that being taken away, said Jane, and you do anything to get it back. That's a common tactic of cults, is love bombing. That also comes up in a lot of abusive relationships. Martinez said that she was harassed by church officials after she broke from the Unification Church around 2012. The state leader came to my house and told me to go to a workshop, 2-day, then 3-day, then a 21-day workshop to get re-indoctrinated. Essentially, said Martinez, who now works in a rural part of Texas, it was terrifying. That's why I moved out to the desert. These kinds of allegations against the church have simmered for decades, and the church has repeatedly asserted that its critics are bitter or dissatisfied former members. There's no current evidence to show that the Younger Moon's spin-off church relies on similar coercive tactics. Tucker White says, a mass wedding with everyone carrying AR-15s, unless this is the Middle East and had any brown people, I don't think this wedding is in danger of being droned. Jesus Christ. America is a scary place. I don't know. I don't know. Martinez and Jane are part of a community of second-generation former Moonies who are connected via WhatsApp and increasingly speaking out against what they allege were psychological abuses inflicted by the church. They say that a recent violent incident involving one of the church's members, whom some of them knew, should be seen as a warning for what's to come and the inevitable byproduct of years of psychological manipulation, mental health abuse, and increasingly radical rhetoric. Nicholas Skulstad, 33, was also raised in the Unification Church, and after Reverend Moon's death, he joined the gun-centric spin-off. According to Martinez, who grew up a few houses away from him, Skulstad describes himself as a follower of Hyung Jin Moon and a warrior for Christ in his Instagram bio. Excuse me. His Instagram is littered with hashtag references to QAnon conspiracy theories. It must be a common thing amongst some of the people in the church. He was arrested last month after he allegedly repeatedly rammed his car into a New York Department of Transport vehicle in Westchester, New York, smashed its window, and attacked officers who arrived at the scene, screaming, "I'm Jesus Christ, you're going to die today. Are you ready to die?" According to federal charging documents, when police searched his vehicle, they discovered a shell casing in a notebook. Inside the notebook, there was a page titled List to Kill that consisted of names of current, former public officials and other public figures, according to prosecutors. Skulstad has pleaded not guilty, and his lawyers did not respond to Vice News' request for comment. Yikes. Days before his arrest, Skulstad had contacted Martinez. He started saying some really crazy stuff, Martinez said. He said everyone was going to die. He told me to start praying. I asked him what he meant. I thought he was going to shoot everyone. He began talking about how the vaccine was going to kill everyone and that it was the mark of the beast. He also spouted conspiracy theories about the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds being part of satanic lineages who run the banks and the governments around the world. He talked of a coming purge that would eradicate everyone who commits evil, like pedophiles. It was shocking but not unexpected, said Martinez about Skullstad's arrest. It seemed like the natural evolution of things. I know how radical the church is. I know how it doesn't believe in mental health. I know it ruins people's lives. So, that's the organization that Peter's a part of. Makes me very concerned for him and his family. And I know Peter says and believes really awful things. But I think it's fair to look at this and recognize that Peter was raised in this organization from his birth. He's never known anything else. He was indoctrinated into this line of thinking. Now, at the end of the day, you know, you're going to have to determine your own line for where you decide personal responsibility comes in and where you can just say, well, that person was raised that way. Because Peter has siblings that left the church, and they're fine, and they're not in this cult mentality. So, I don't know. It's tough, but I just think it bears remembering that this is where Peter came from, and this is how you make someone like Peter. It's sad. It's really sad that he didn't get an opportunity to be raised in an environment that would have led him to more reasonable political positions, let's say. Anyway, that's enough of that. I hope he doesn't move to Texas, because I don't think that would end well for him and his family. Or anyone, to be entirely honest. Nick says, these people abuse the First Amendment just as badly as they abuse their children's minds. Tucker White says, so wait, if the Fauci ouchie is the mark of the beast, then am I extra damned for taking 2 of them? Yes, you're going to go to double, triple, extra hell. Morok says, people can be awful and terrible, but they're ultimately still human, and I can't help but feel sorry for people who ruin their own lives due to their horrific upbringings. Tucker White says, also, look at those dorks. They're really going to take advice from an old F stressed like this? Didn't know the dialogue in Resident Evil 8 changes when you beat the game? Is this going to be a joke, or...?
Are the one with fucking Uno!
I don't fucking have Uno, motherfucker! I don't have Uno, so go fuck off, big bitch.
Everyone has Uno, stupid man thing. It came free with your fucking Xbox.
For the last time, I didn't get it. Mother Miranda gave me the oldest Xbox known to man, as per usual.
No, you have it. I got my Xbox 100 years ago, and I still have Uno.
Well, mine didn't have it.
You have Uno, you fucking man dick.
I don't have it. You supersized bitch.
You have Uno!
I don't fucking have Uno, motherfucker!
Go to it in the arcade, call the Juke even, and you'll be able to download it for free, you stupid man thing. It's a fucking card game. They don't even charge people for it.
I don't fucking have Uno, motherfucker!
You don't know a goddamn thing. It's fucking Uno. It's free. Go to the damn village and every man thing will tell you they have Uno. It comes with your Xbox!
I don't have it. I don't fucking have Uno. Nor 2, nor 3, nor 4, nor 5, nor 6, nor 7, nor village. I don't have it!
You have Uno! You
I don't
fucking
have
dick.
Uno,
You don't know a
motherfucker!
goddamn thing. It's
I
fucking
don't
Uno.
fuck.
What the fuck? I'm so confused. Like, is the you have Uno thing a meme?
You guys want to play Uno real quick, and I can record it and make...
It is a meme? Okay. M. Templar says, have Bezos bucks while subscribing with Prime. Thank you. And Nick says, Q Krusty saying, what the hell was that?
That my upload tonight?
I don't have Uno, so go fuck off.
Everyone has Uno, dipshit. It came free with your fucking Xbox.
I didn't get it. I have the oldest Xbox known to man.
No, you don't. I bought mine on day one, you fucking tard.
Well, mine didn't have it.
You have Uno, you fucking dick!
I don't have it, you fucking...
No!
I don't fucking have Uno, motherfucker!
Go to Uno on the arcade!
Okay. I'm sufficiently annoyed at that. There's no downward bias! Nor is there Uno. Tucker White says, how the fuck is that a May-May? I don't know. I don't understand the memes anymore. I'm too old. Okay. So I thought this would be something different. You know Terrence Popp, red pill, MGTOW type. His wife divorced him and now he's mad at all women and thinks all women are whores or whatever. He has a new video where he and his friend do a let's play of a video game. Now, there are all sorts of simulator games out there, from the more serious, like Microsoft Flight Simulator, or Farm Simulator, or Truck Driver Simulator, you know, where you can just kind of do procedural things. There are ones, Thief Simulator, which I have, which is kind of a fun, silly, sandboxy game. You can usually get pretty cheap. You have your games that are almost a parody of the idea of a simulation game. Goat Simulator, I Am Bread, stuff like that. This game is apparently called Cuckold Simulator. So this might get spicy. So just so you know. One Speedy Yoshi says, I found a simulator for you. Democratic Socialism Simulator. Oh boy. Thank you. Alright, let's see him continue.
Alright, here we go.
It's loading. Oh, it's gonna take a while.
Oh my gosh.
It's like this, like, Hawaiian music.
Of course, why not? Why wouldn't
I've not
it be?
played Papers, Please, no.
All right,
Of course, it's stuck at loading at 10%.
Well, it says don't touch anything.
All right, don't touch. Just like his wife in the game. Yeah, you're not allowed to touch. You're just allowed to watch. Yeah, we'll go back to main screen while we're waiting for this.
Oh, wait. It goes pretty
it's
quick.
jumping
Once
now.
it goes.
This is such a weird game to even make, like, as a joke. You know what I mean? It's a one-note joke. I don't understand the purpose.
This is
All right,
disgusting.
97. Not to be confused. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, so you have...
Well, wait a minute.
Well, what happened?
Oh, it's got to fade in.
So, gets out of car and stretches. It was a long day out.
One Speedy Yoshi says, do they understand cuckolding is consensual in all three people's part? I don't know. Colloquially, it also gets used just for anyone who's, you know, partner is cheating on them. But that is also the name of a fetish, so it just sort of depends on what you're talking about.
Turn that up so I can...
Red Werewolf says, glad to finally catch a stream live. Love to listen to past streams on YouTube while cooking or playing games. Well, I'm glad you enjoy them.
Read it. It was a long day at work. $9,250. And you made that in a day? You know, you must have a pretty decent job. But it's all worth it for my family. My wife needs me to work hard. I can't wait to see them.
Color by Emmy says, I mean, if you have a legit cuckold kink, this game could be great. It's not that. It's just like a making fun of it thing. Tucker White says, let me take a wild guess. This guy walks into his house and finds his wife doing the nasty with his next door neighbor. I don't know. Let's find out.
I should immediately go inside.
Now, I can't guarantee I'll walk without looking like a complete idiot. Now, there's two things you have to worry about here. You can get...
Oh my god, look at that frame rate. Is Terrence Popp running this on a computer from 2003? What is he doing? Oh, it is on an old HP laptop.
You're like, you can change your frame of reference visually.
Okay.
And let's see. All right, this is...
What is this? This is Terrence Pop playing a game called Cuckold Simulator.
Alright, one. Okay. No, I can't walk through the bushes.
Dude, the guy in the game has no chin.
I know.
What happened to his chin? Did he get it bashed in by Tyrone's ballsack?
Oh, there's probably gonna be some racism in here too.
I don't know, man. I'm just a dude, man.
It is Terrence, yeah.
Okay, E to open the door.
I don't think he's played a video game now.
We walk through. Oh, look. We got kids that aren't yours crawling around on the floor.
Oh, no. Oh, here he comes.
We gotta close the front
Shit's gonna get racist.
door.
Oh, there's my boy, Tyrone Jr. What up, little man? Daddy missed you. Daddy? I should close the door so he cannot escape. No, just let him go. Let him get run over.
Nah, shut the fuck up.
Now, where's my wonderful wife?
Tucker White says I had to link a clip of George saying take going oh my, or George Takai saying oh my. That's probably too dignified for this. Yeah.
Let's turn around again. Look, and the hat doesn't even cover his hair all the way. Hang on, I gotta change my perspective here.
All right, anybody in the chat who thinks this dude actually looks like me needs to get their eyes checked. I actually have a chin.
I shut the door.
And a penis.
All right, so let's see what we got going on here. All right, hang on.
One Speedy Yoshi says his kids don't even talk to him. Has he nobody to say, "Come play Mario Kart with me, Dad"?
He's already drunk. He's already drunk.
It might be the operator.
Or both. Let's just see. All right, so here we go.
Oh, God, you know who wears that damn fedora? My nephew.
Well, maybe after he watches this, he'll stop.
Yeah, he doesn't watch us. It would trigger him too much.
There's a fat woman on there.
Oh, she's getting ready to get the sausage.
Oh, here we go.
She's getting ready to have the sausage delivered directly into the Hershey Highway. Oh!
There we go.
What are you doing? How could you do this?
All right, now, see, look at her legs. All right, all right, I'm just gonna say this right now.
That is $300.
If those calves are half as thick as they are long, that's $4. This is about a third. So yeah, she's $3.
This is honestly like the most pathetic thing I think I've seen in a long time. So I know Terrence is divorced and bitter about it. I don't know about the other guy. I don't know anything about the other guy, but I'd imagine he's probably in a similar boat. And this is what they choose to do with their time, is get drunk in a basement, complain about women, and play Cuckold Simulator with each other, and giggle about how they think women are whores. And also say vaguely racist shit. Not great. One Speedy Yoshi says, don't worry, Terrence. Even if you programmed that girl to do things with you in VR, she'd leave you.
Oh.
She's a $3 Womalo.
Oh, my. Who gave you permission to come in here?
Funny,
Nobody, that's
sad.
who. Oh, wow, she's a bitch.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Cass.
All it would, for me to make this more believable is, if this guy was in, like, an Air Force uniform.
Wow.
Yeah, and a Womalo.
Womalo.
A Dependapotopus.
Brimelos.
Those are the Brimelos. Those are from Bremerton Naval Base. So he'd have to be in a naval uniform. All right. You don't get to watch today. Leave now.
I pay for this house, woman. But I don't want to. Well, we're going to have some problems if you don't leave right now. Oh, hi, Tyrone.
Okay.
Sorry, I will leave now. Have fun.
This guy radiates charisma, doesn't he? Oh, yeah.
Hold up,
Tons
before
of it.
you leave.
He
Give
just
me your
drinks
money.
so much alcohol it shoves out all the charisma.
Here we go.
What? Sure, just don't hurt me. I know you'll spend it better than I would.
There we go. Now, all of his cash gone.
I mean, yeah. Oh, all of it? Oh. Terrible.
Terrible.
Jail. Now leave! Oh my gosh.
Just think about how masturbatory it is for them to sit here and play this game in this straw man scenario that doesn't exist and having them be like, Psh, yep, that's how women are, you fucking sluts. Like, you guys are playing a game made by another bitter person like you. What? One Speedy Yoshi says Terrence with this link.
Just hook it to my veins!
Is it supposed to be a kink game? No, it's like a right-wing MGTOW make fun of this imaginary straw man soy boy that they've come up with game. Princess Amelia just says pain. Agreed.
This is horrendous.
Isn't it?
This is the kind of game, when they say keep politics out of our video games, this is the game they're talking about. No politics.
So he takes over $9,000 of your money. I mean, does anybody just walk around with that kind of cash?
I don't know.
This is terrible.
Tyra? I mean, nah, I'm sorry, man. This is where you get your shotgun and blow that dude in half.
T. Greeny's like, are they you getting royalties at least for them using your likeness? I wish, bro. But you will never find me wearing a hat that gay. Or with a chin that weak.
No, what is... Yeah. Well, you can't
Tucker
really
White says, question, how and why is this cuck carrying over $9,000 in cash? I think that's the beta bucks that MGTOWs like to talk about. Chad fucks beta bucks. It's like a meme for them. Basically, the idea is if you're not attractive, then you're only there to give money to your wife, and she doesn't want you because you're ugly, and she's just there for your money, and she's gonna fuck people on the side. It's an I-word thing. Pyromancer says, I bet these doomsday preppers have that kind of cash in their mattresses. They might.
do anything about the chin thing. That's a genetic thing.
I know.
If you're one of those dudes that has that problem,
why would you want either of these guys to be fair? They are kind of dicks.
Uber compensate. What's we got going on here?
Maybe even take an Uber. I don't know.
Let's see. No.
Oh my gosh. So you pay for the house.
Yep.
You come home. Your woman's.
There's a living room. There's a flat screen.
Oh my god.
Now you're in the kitchen. There's a kid.
Yeah, and by now
no supervision.
No, of course not. And by now your wife is upstairs getting a bullet train right down the yogurt's tunnel. Getting a tonsil massage from hell.
I don't have to say yes.
We keep trying to ban him at the same time, and then you'll ban him, and I accidentally unban him, and then we... You do it. I won't touch it anymore. Unban tag. One Speedy Yoshi says, do you think Terrence ever drunk calls his kids on Christmas and asks to see his grandkids, and they say, not until you're vaccinated? I hope so.
Even go in the backyard. Oh, E to open sliding back door.
Oh no, what's in the backyard?
I don't know.
Is there like jugs of bazooka juice back there?
Well, there's a pool.
What's bazooka juice?
And there's a backyard. The backyard looks nice. Let's go in the pool.
Oh yeah, and you have two patio tables, one for you and one for your family.
Oh, I can walk on water!
Oh, you're Jesus Christ!
Oh my God! Achievement unlocked, not Jesus.
Are you slowly, like, sinking in? No. Okay,
No.
or a little bit, maybe. It's like going up your cap. What the hell?
I said I had an achievement unlocked. I'm not Jesus.
Can the baby drown in there?
I don't care.
You should go grab him.
I don't care.
I'm just asking.
You know.
So what's the goal of this game even? Like, what are you supposed to do to progress this game? Air quotes.
I left the back door open.
Oh, good. Well, that's where the pool is. So, I mean, if the kid doesn't know how to swim, then he's a true racial stereotype.
Oh God, it's
Welcome
also
home, Deshaun.
racist
Today was
too.
your last day of school. Fuck school! I just want to play Fortnite and be a rapper like my daddy.
Yikes.
But I'm not a rapper. You ain't his daddy, bruh. Oh yeah, you ain't my daddy, bruh. Step the fuck out of the way. Deshaun pushes you aside and goes into the house. So that was easier to tell than show. Just asking for a friend.
Devious Shilster says, from what I remember from another review I've seen, you just progress through your life as increasingly weird and racist thing happens. That sounds about right.
I should talk to him. Nope.
Nope.
That's when you just kick the shit out of him.
Oh, I love it. You can walk on water, but a chest height hedge is too much of a problem.
Can't walk through a hedge. Yeah.
Can you walk through a chest-high hedge, Terrence?
Does it at least control okay, or is it all like sludgy?
It's a little sludgy. I don't know, man. I'm not used to this thing.
Do you typically do PC gaming, or are you an Xbox guy?
I used to do PC gaming. I really.
You've never seen Over the Hedge?
Like,
Probably a good choice
really,
since that movie sucks.
Since I got back from Iraq, I just have not been able to get back into it as like I used to.
Yeah, oh, I understand.
I can't even walk through flowers.
You can walk on water, but a hedge and some flowers. Oh man, those are real obstacles.
Let's go through the door. Turn around. Turn around.
No, Over the Hedge isn't a good movie.
So what are you supposed to do besides perform CPR on Tyrone's ass?
I have no idea.
You got to go to work or something?
I don't know.
And I saw Over the Hedge in the theaters.
Where's the baby at now?
Okay.
It's out front somewhere.
I don't know. Maybe he decided to fish grapes
out of
this
door over here. Let's see what's in here.
Maybe he decided to fish grapes out of an active
Let me just say
blender.
this. Over the Hedge is closer to the fishtail edge of DreamWorks movies than it is the Shrek Kung Fu Panda side, okay? It's not unwatchable, it's just like,
You never know.
Oh, there he is. He's in the background.
Let's see what's in here. Is this a bathroom? What is this?
He's looking for his DNA donator.
Oh, it's a garage with no car in it. Okay.
Can you, like, grab a knife in the kitchen and stab Tyrone?
You know, that would be interesting.
Yeah, let's go to the kitchen. Let's see if we can get some weapons.
All right.
If there's no weapons, that's some bullshit. Can't open anything?
No. Let's see if there's a fridge. Oh, eat open fridge.
Oh, eat open fridge. Okay.
What's that? Malox? What is that?
Pepto-Bismol, baby formula, pink water bottles.
It looks like just Pepto-Bismol.
A refrigerator full of Pepto-Bismol and no food. Nice. Well, you know, I mean, I'm sure all that bazooka juice eventually gives your wife some indigestion.
One Speedy Yoshi says, listen, Over the Hedge
All
has
right,
its
so that
problems,
didn't work.
especially the
Let's see
lie
what's
to
in
reveal
here.
problems.
Not to mention,
with
you know,
too
the
many
plaque in
characters,
the arteries
But the
'cause it's
bear
so
guy,
salty.
the
So they have
exterminator,
a
and the
kitchen
Karen
with
are
no
amazing, and the
cupboards.
music is amazing. I haven't watched it in years. Maybe
No
I'm
There's a
just
fireplace
And
in the
Pyromancer
summer
says there's no way
that's
Terrence
going
has played any kind
with
of
a
PC
baby
game
crawling
in his
around the
life.
house completely unsupervised.
I don't give a shit.
Can we get a game made about Terrence's life and it'll just be drunk
Eat it open. What are you
divorcee
opening? Okay.
simulator?
So those are empty now,
Nick
too.
says Over the Hedge is better than
Tyrone.
Cuckold
Are you going to let us
Simulator.
open
I'd agree
anything
with
that
you on
actually has
that.
something interesting inside? No, not talking about the woman upstairs.
Yeah, it does seem like he's struggling with the coordinating the camera
God damn
and the
it.
movements at the same time.
The control is awful.
Which a lot of people
Yeah.
who don't play video games kind of have a problem with coordinating between the two and knowing how to use them in tandem to move fluidly. I don't know, though.
I know.
All right, anything in there?
Nothing in there.
Is there a weapon that you can...
I've been looking,
MGTOW
man.
Failure Simulator would be the name. That's
Pick up the
redundant.
lamp.
Nothing in the fridge.
Go beat him in the ass.
Oh, here's some cupboards. Let's see if we can get in here. There's a toaster. Maybe I
Oh.
could throw that in the bathtub
Yeah,
and kill everyone.
when they go shower together, just throw it in there. If anyone could actually fit in the shower with that 300-pound Rimolo.
She's a fat bitch.
It's just like, again, I used the term masturbatory before, but it's the, like, we created this fictional woman who's cheating on you, and has had kids with this other guy, and we made her a heavy woman just for you to laugh at. And they're like sitting here being like, oh, that fat bitch. It's like, yeah, they made her specifically for you to laugh at. Like, it's just pathetic. H. Baird says, Terrence Simulator, press X to complain about millennials. And Tucker White says, so how many racist tropes are we up to now? I lost count at 7. Nick says, I counted about 14 to 88 of them.
Hang on, E, open a pantry.
That's a good joke.
What's it? God damn it! Stop it.
What?
Son of a bitch. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
in
do
the
they actually
military.
do anything or what?
More Maylocks! There we go.
Oh no, who's this? Oh, hey bitch, turn on the TV for me. I forgot to do it before I sat down. I want to
Oh,
watch
the
my favorite
voice.
streamers. Okay, Deshaun, anything for you, son?
God damn, this is terrible.
What?
Pyromancer says, Day 1, wake up, drink 2 breakfast beers, draw gibberish on whiteboard, drink another 2 beers for lunch, make a video about the whiteboard, pass out. One Speedy Yoshi says, a Terrence Pop simulator would be seeing all these hot women and having to control your natural urges while saying racist things and preparing for an apocalypse that isn't coming.
Hang on. Let me turn around here.
And you know what? It's just as boring as you would expect this kind of dude's life to be.
People actually play this crap. All right, I turned on.
No, they don't! I think you're one of the only people who's played this, Terrence. What? Do you think this is a hit game on Steam and everyone's playing Cuckold Simulator? No! Weirdos like you are playing it, or people who review bad games are playing it for it being bad.
The TV.
Like,
Now I'm
yes,
turning it-
they are the target audience for this, is idiot weirdos in their basement to be like, poor cuck. Like, that's the whole, you're the audience. Pyromancer says, welcome to bait games, Terrence. Why did my alert default to stock? I don't know what that means.
Fuck off.
Oh, look at that.
It's locked up. It's locked
up.
Yeah, locked up.
Ah, fuckers. Hey, look at that. It's a half-past kiss my ass and a quarter to suck my dick. Well, you know what?
Hang on.
What? Did it kick back in?
Yeah, it did.
All right.
Okay, I just turned it off. Thanks, bitch. You're dismissed.
Okay.
Dude, I'm serious. This is the stuff of...
Are you that kid's real dad?
This is like this...
That sounds like something you would say. Thanks, bitch. You're dismissed.
Let's see. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Upstairs.
I'll go visually enjoy my Funky Pop collection. It's upstairs in my room.
What the
Took
hell
some
is
time
that?
to find this.
Is it
since you
those
said
things
over
with
the hedge.
those freaking dolls with the big heads?
I don't know.
Someone phone.
There's the kid on the stairs
upstairs.
now.
Let's throw him off.
Just throw him down the stairs.
All right, hang on.
Just,
Let's see what we got
or maybe he'll
going
pull a Joe Biden and fall up the stairs.
About an animal problem? The solution is standing before you. Dwayne, La Fontaine is here.
Jesus Christ. You did miss Peter. Sorry.
Oh, I walked right through.
But now you're walking through the bed.
I can see through his head.
So you can walk through the bed and you can walk on water, but you can't walk through the plants.
No.
It's interesting.
All right, hang on a minute. Let's see. How many people we have watching?
856.
Dude, this is disgusting.
We gotta find something in here.
Ugh.
All right, hang on. Oh, yeah, there they are.
Oh, what do we got here?
That's gonna be
Those
bad.
are the Funky Pops. It's exactly what I thought they are.
This is so dumb.
Oh, my Funky Pops. Oh,
the hell
yeah.
would
Oh,
you-
I'm home.
This is so stupid.
Okay, so he doesn't have any biological children of his own, but just like a feminist, he's decided to collect things
Bullshit.
that he calls his kids.
Yeah.
What? Only feminists collect things? I know for a fact I've seen Terrence have he has a sword collection. So what?
I just love looking at them so much. They make me so happy. It's been a while since wife has let me buy a new one. Oh, a man can dream.
Get the fuck out.
So he's paying for everything in his...
Nick says, hey Terrence, at least his kids can interact with him. Or at least he has kids he can interact with. Funny.
Wife won't let him buy more Funky Pops.
Oh, that was his favorite web browser.
That Funky Pop is missing a P in there, I think.
Oh, stop it.
What? Oh, now you're gonna browse Reddit? That's where I find a lot of the butts. We can go look at butts on there. Reddit.com/r/girls in yoga pants.
I can't believe. No, hang on. This is so dumb.
What? Do we really need the cinematic shot of going into the screen?
I don't know.
Okay, so
there's Reddit.
Oh, you know what that is? That's not Pepto-Bismol. That's vitamin water.
Is it?
I think
it actually connects to Reddit. And like actually shows live Reddit. That's like kind of interesting actually. It's a bad game, but I've not seen a game do that before. Morok says, back when I was a Christian moron, I collected shit. One Speedy Yoshi says, I like how they all shit on Reddit. Deservingly, Reddit is shit. But then they go on Stormfront or Patriots.win. Yeah, everything on the internet shit, basically. Because people are shit, everything's shit. Mike Mack says, then he wondered why he's divorced.
Freaking container, I think, just gives it away there. Unless that's soy milk. It could very well be soy milk. Either way, vitamin water, soy milk, it's all extremely suspect.
There we go. Calls Greeny Holocaust. Okay.
Gosh.
This is dumb. This is so... I can't... Whoever plays this sim shit is just an idiot.
You! This is literally a game made and tailored for people like you. Normal people aren't playing this, Terrence.
I'm done with that.
I don't know. I've never understood it myself.
It is. This is so infuriating. Time sure flies. Okay.
It was too easy. Shame on me. I'm not above taking the easy way.
Oh, I get to drive a car. That's... What could go wrong? Alright.
Oh, no. Oh, I want to go with my Funky Pop collection.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, I gotta go in here now.
Alright.
You gonna kick the baby down the stairs? Come on.
Maybe I should.
See, his chin is so weak that the rest of his face will actually like quantum shift through the wall.
I don't even know how you
Well,
can
he's
be
already
bad
walked
at
through
this
a bed,
game,
so
but
I
Terrence
wouldn't
is
put it
bad at
past him.
this. It tells you exactly where to go, and he doesn't know like
He is
where to go.
so unwelcome in beds that he can't even lay on them. He walks through them.
Okay, now.
Come to another, to one of our cucks of the day while you're working on that.
Okay.
I'll just let the extraordinarily annoying music.
Takes you there.
What the age?
All right.
Where is this now? He's the strip club?
I don't... It's a nightclub.
Oh.
So I don't even know what's going on.
And the strippers don't even
He
pretend
probably
they
at least
like you.
finishes this game faster than the Game
The
Grumps
brand
once
new
they played
nightclub
it.
they just opened up. It's the Shake It Club, the full nude review. I was excited when at least I good about her with. What do you back? Consulates and M.
All right, I think they're done playing it. I just wanted to show that. I think that's pathetic. Well, what are you gonna do? You know. Okay, let's mix it up a little. Let's take a look at someone who's not strictly a chud, but is interesting. That vegan teacher who decided to go to Costco just to be outraged that they sell meat, even though, of course, they sell meat. It's a store. So let's check it out.
Well, here we are in the death section of the grocery store. This says pork. That means that this is a pig.
Yes, people know what pork means, typically.
Probably about 6 months old. They are murdered. Just babies. After a lifetime of hell on
Yeah, this is racist vegan lady.
factory farms, they're put into trucks, 200 at a time, and brought to slaughterhouses and cut up into pieces. This animal died screaming in terror. This is someone's ribs. Their ribs. Feel your ribs right now on your chest.
Princess Amelia says, next time I go to the supermarket, I'm calling the meat section the death section.
Feel the bones on your chest.
I can. I would probably taste
Someone's
pretty good.
ribs.
I've said it before. I'm the Wagyu beef of people. I'm just completely streaked through with fats. I would be delicious.
There are so many other things to eat in this grocery store. It is massive. And yet, people come and pay money to hurt animals.
Probably Lannister says, I mean, to be fair, it's probably multiple pigs in that one chuck. And then Nick says, they're made out of meat. We're all made out of meat. Morok says, stop it, lady. You're making me hungry and want to put on my goth makeup. One Speedy Yoshi says, what do you want your cult to do after you die? Mummify you like that one lady or eat you? It's one or the other. Eat me. Eat me.
Eating animals is wrong, Costco. Hurting animals is wrong.
Oh god, what is that? Is that like tripe? It looks like an intestine. Or is it just maybe sausage that's in a weird thing? Looks like an intestine.
Here's more. This is the side of a pig. Absolutely
Rib tips?
awful.
Oh,
Look
okay.
at these bones here.
Interesting.
Someone's body.
Like, she wants me to be disgusted by this, which I understand why, you know, a vegan would be disgusted by this. But I guess, I don't know, I grew up around, you know, my dad, even though he's like a bad person, regardless of that, like, he cooked meat all the time, so I saw raw meat regularly. I've handled raw meat. I worked in restaurants where I handled raw meat, like, consistently. This isn't gross to me. It's just looking at meat. I know meat comes from animals. I understand that. I'm an adult. I handle it. I've smelled it. I've cooked it. I understand. It's not viscerally disgusting to me to just see prepared, processed meat.
Imagine taking a knife and stabbing an animal who's looking you in the eyes and saying, please don't kill me.
That's not normally how factory farms kill animals. Even at smaller farms, for a long time now, they've had way more efficient ways and quick, more humane ways of killing the animals, like those pneumatic pressure guns that have the spike in them, and you put it like right here in their head, and it shoots them right in the head very quickly and kills them. It doesn't give the animal time to know what's going on. Birdlock Moses says, I think you should respect that something died for that meat and you shouldn't waste it. I agree.
Many pigs are killed in gas chambers. Gas chambers. Does that sound familiar to you? Who else did we kill in gas chambers?
The Marvelous Sly says animals probably don't feel much. I don't know if I agree with that. I would imagine, especially something as intelligent as like a pig, because pigs are quite intelligent, probably have rich emotional lives. Like, I don't know if you would classify them as sapient necessarily. They're certainly sentient, but I don't know about sapience. I don't know that much about, like, pig cognition. But they certainly feel feelings, probably just as strongly as you or I do. It's just, you know, not in a way that would directly correlate with how we feel. But they can feel fear, and they can feel uncomfortable, just like we can. I completely recognize that. Which is why I think factory farming is disgusting and not cool. Hydrate. One Speedy Yoshi says, come on, Jimmy, let's go to the killing floor. Oh, yeah, the Troy McClure thing. Come on, Jimmy, let's go to the killing floor. Don't let the name throw you, Jimmy. It's not really a floor. It's more of a steel grating that allows material to sluice through so it can be collected and exported. Morok says, I worked on a farm. I've worked with animals and seen them killed. It doesn't bother me at all. Yeah. Nick says, can we go one bloody week without a stupid Holocaust reference? Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, that was a Phil Hartman character. Towing24 says, gas chambers. Are we sure racist vegan lady isn't related to Marjorie Taylor Greene?
because
Well, they're related strictly through Godwin's law.
the Jewish people were killed in gas chambers, do you think that all Jewish people are now vegan?
Oh, yikes.
Why aren't they?
Oh, no. Really? She's being like, Jewish people, you should know. No, I'm not even going to repeat the crux of our argument. It's so gross. Nope.
If you are against gas chambers, are you vegan?
What's my actual opinion on veganism? I think it's great. I think veganism is great. If you do that, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. I think it's probably the morally correct opinion. I'm not a vegan, but I can recognize that I'm probably morally wrong.
Vegan, no matter what your religion or your race. Look at this Canada AAA, as if this is some sort of a good thing. It's not. It simply means triple horror, triple agony.
One Speedy Yoshi says, if I went to a barbecue and there was no meat, I would say, yo, Goober,
More
where's the
murder.
meat?
When you look at meat on your plate, try to imagine if the victim was somebody else that you knew. A dog, a cat, a 6-month-old human. Now we're looking at cows. They call it beef, but this is somebody's body. These are some.
It's like the scene from oh gosh, Endgame or whatever, when he's like, it'll stop your heart or something, and he's like, it'll have to. I don't remember what the thing is, but he was like, that's what that means. Yeah, beef means the meat of a cow. We know that. Or a bull. Bardlock Moses says, ma'am, this is a Costco. And One Speedy Yoshi says, ma'am, stop filming the beef and crying. It's making it too salty.
Somebody's muscles.
Goth Geek Gaming says, so should bears, cougars, etc. not try and eat humans? Should they eat grass instead? See, that feels like a complete non sequitur to me when we're talking about veganism. We're not talking about the behavior of animals who don't have, like, moral precepts, right? We're not talking about them, and even if we were, it's not like we can control the behavior of animals. We're talking about humans and our philosophy and moral systems. I just feel like that's a bad comparison, because we're not a bear or a cougar. We're Homo sapiens. We're sentient and sapient. We're omnivorous. We have moral belief systems, and we do things based on those morals. And I don't think it's... I think it's just disingenuous to compare it to non-human animals, because we're quite different.
This is absolutely horrific. These animals went onto a truck, innocent. They didn't know where they were going. Maybe just like when dogs get into cars, these cows thought that maybe they were going somewhere good, where there might be some water that they can play in, some sunshine. But instead, they went down a long, dark hall, frightened, smelling the blood of the
There was
animals who died
lasagna in
before
the
them.
case. I like lasagna.
Can you put a price tag?
Yeah, $32.74. It says right there. See, $32.70. That's actually 30. Okay, that's not bad. They're decent sized cuts. Okay. I can't wait once we move. I'll be near a Costco, and I can actually shop at Costco. That'll be nice.
On someone's life. Animals are not objects. They're not things. They are beings. They should not be put into styrofoam and wrapped with plastic. What a horrific
Canadian, so
society we
better.
have, and there is tofu and lentils all over the store. All kinds of other sources of protein, chickpeas, beans. kidney beans, black beans, all kinds of other things that you could eat. People are laughing around here as if we're not in a morgue. I worked as a
Again, the purpose of her channel is not to convince people that veganism is correct, which would be a great thing to do. It's about, are you a vegan? Come to my channel and we'll talk about how much better we are than everyone else. We're in a market and we're in a morgue and everyone's laughing and talking. Okay, that's because they do not perceive animal life to be of the same value as human life. If that is your goal, is to get them to believe that, then you should do that and not just be like, look at all this meat! Yes, most people on the planet eat meat. You know this. So go make a video about that. Go make a video convincing people, and not the kind that you normally do where you're just a condescending prick, but like a real educational video. Devious Chilster says, you ever think she has even a tiny minuscule moment of sanity that allows her to look into what she's doing and go, wow, this actually won't help my cause at all, and in fact probably hurts it much more, or nah, probably not. But like Moses says, anything is an object if you try hard enough. Sure.
Registered nurse for 25 years. And when people died, we put them in fridges.
I mean, these are in fridges.
They died of natural causes. We didn't deliberately kill them, murder them. Here, this one's life, $130. It's wrong. Here are the leftover parts. Cook ground meats thoroughly. Do you know why they say that?
For food safety reasons. Like, people know about cooked versus raw meat. One Speedy Yoshi says some people are put in fridges if their funerals are a while away, don't they? They do.
Because there is bacteria in here.
Yeah, which is why you cook it. You cook it to whatever acceptable temperature for whatever meat that is. And then it's good. Hydrate.
See this label here, organic? That does not mean anything. Organic is meaningless. All animals died begging for their lives in fear. They want to live. They want to be with their families. They want to run outside.
Logard says, but
killing a bison.
bacteria are little animals too. You don't want to kill all those bacteria, do you? I do, actually. I am a serial killer, but only when it comes to bacteria. Brother Like Moses says, there is bacteria on plants too. You have to wash them.
I know that when I was becoming vegan, I was on my way to becoming vegan, but one of the last things I ate was a bison burger, sort of trying to convince myself, well, just one animal died. And it's so big. And as I was saying it, realizing how full of shit I was.
Devious Shilster says, see this organic label on these broccoli florets? They mean nothing. All of these plants died.
How wrong it is. We try to make up all of these excuses. I did the same thing that you guys are doing. Look at this. This is an animal. It's not a sausage.
It's both. It's a sausage that's made out of meat, which is animal protein. But it is also a sausage.
It's not food.
It literally is food. That's a bad argument.
It's violence. There's nothing gourmet about eating a dead body. This is not food. It's violence. No matter how much green you put on here to make it look happy and healthy, it's not. There's nothing.
Wait, I'm supposed to put green stuff on my meat? Uh-oh. I've been eating bacon burgers with nothing else. That's not good.
Healthy about being murdered. More dead bodies. have some things. We're getting into some vegetables. We have some red potato salad, but typically these items often have some added milk to them. Some added milk.
One Speedy Yoshi says, I'm surprised she hasn't made a response video to yet, calling Baja a quote, fake vegan or dating a murderer like you. Then says, when you came out as a trans person, it was harder than coming out, as a vegan for your girlfriend. I assume you mean kind of the opposite. She usually responds to people bigger than her. I'm not. I don't think she'll respond to me because she kind of clout chases. I could be wrong. Maybe she will eventually, but... Bardlock Moses says, because avocados don't cause violence.
Or some sort of added...
Is there avocado violence I'm unaware of in the process of growing and cultivating avocado?
Eggs, which makes them not vegan.
Zozo Horror Show says, I'd love to see this lady react to this guy. She'd probably go into shock. Is this the carnivore guy?
Fucking burgers! Do you live in an apartment or condo and can't have one of these, or one of these, or one of these, or one of these? Then I got you, bro! Check this bitch out! It's an indoor grill and it's smokeless. I'm gonna make you some banging cheeseburgers. Get your fucking dry rub! Fuck it up with the rub! Ah!
Yelling, loud noises are funny.
Fucking asshole roll with some olive oil. Lube up your fucking buns with the greasy liquid chicken yogurt. Toast those fucking buns. Once they're halfway done, hit them with the fucking barbecue. Get your fucking meat down. One fucking flip in. Fucking cheese them. Rabbit food. Thick ass fruit on two because I'm a bitch. Incinerated cheesy cow pancakes. That barbecue fuck you root. And hit them with the fucking roof. Shove it up your fucking ass.
Oh, that guy was obnoxious. Burgers look pretty good, though.
Run, run, run from humans. They're trying to catch you. They're trying to murder you.
Creepy. Probably Lannister says, I'm pretty sure there's some unethical behavior going on, or unethical labor going on with farms for her precious veggies. Possibly.
We'll call you bacon and burn you in a frying pan.
Management, there is a middle-aged woman singing to the meat in the meat department. Are we gonna let this happen, or... Oh yeah, that's, she comes around sometimes, it's fine. Just, she'll wear herself out eventually. Give her like 20 minutes. Bardlock Moses with a link. The disturbing truth about avocados. Gotcha. Okay, so there is some shit going on. Did the meat from these animals consent to being sung to?
We should be the keepers, the guardians of animals. We shouldn't be murdering them. And here we have a bunch of cheese. Cheese comes also from violence. The dairy industry is terrible. The dairy industry...
I love me some cheese. One Speedy Yoshi says, you know, when I'm convinced I'm going to not eat any more animals, I'm going to a farm run by this nice family called the Sawyers, or Hewitts, or Slaughters, or whatever Leatherface's family is in the remakes and sequels. They promised me a feast.
Takes baby boy cows away from their mothers and murders them.
Oh, and also Devious Chilster says, okay, are we sure this woman isn't some butcher plant? She seems to try her best to be the most annoying and creepy person in existence, while also being all of the worst stereotypes of a vegan. I've never met someone like this, and if she didn't exist, I'd assume you were lying about her existing. She literally cannot be real. A lot of it, I think, is a character that she puts on as part of her job, but who knows? It's hard to say. I can't say for sure, but it seems a little over the top.
Turns them into veal, and then steals their milk and makes cheese out of it. Don't buy cheese that comes from murdered animals. Terrible. This is somebody's ribs. I know you might think it looks good to you because you've been eating it your whole life. But try to open your heart and think about who you are eating. Who was this?
Paramancer says
kind of a
consume all the
personality
cheese. I'm
Did
trying.
he or she have? It's wrong. Eating turkeys
It's making
is
you
wrong.
hungry.
Why are we killing birds that never did a single thing wrong to us when we can eat other things? Veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds. Put those in your shopping cart. Peace begins on your plate. Open up your heart. Look at this. Just somebody's body. This is terrible. Just somebody's legs. Somebody's wings. Absolutely horrible. Please watch the documentary Dominion Movement. Google Dominion Movement.
Have I
You can
seen the
also watch
cheese elemental? Yeah,
Earthlings.com.
Daddy Sume sent it to me on Twitter earlier. I'll probably use it at some point. Nick says, yeah, she's showing a bunch of delicious meat. I second the butcher plant theory. One Speedy Yoshi says, who was this? We should put names on meat like we do on Cokes so I can pick one with my name on it. Towing24 says if she saw the migrant workers that work on the factory farm, she gets her vegetables because we know she doesn't give a shit about organics. Then learns about the rampant abuse they suffer. She'll only ask, are they vegan? If they're not, she'll just walk away and not care. Barlock Moser says birds are dinosaurs that sold out. And Salvador says, what's the single best cheese? I love a really sharp cheddar. Sharp cheeses. I'm not going to say a specific one, but like a sharp cheese I'm a fan of. Something typically that pairs well with like salty stuff, so you can kind of go between like maybe the acidity of the cheese and its sharpness, and then maybe tone it down with like some pretzels or something. I don't know.
Understand what these poor animals go through. Watch Dominion Movement and Earthlings. Watch Seaspiracy and Cowspiracy. Look
Morak
at its
says
dead
extra sharp
bodies
cheddar
and more
with
dead
good pepperoni
bodies.
is ace.
How many chickens are in this
I'm not a huge
package?
pepperoni
This is
fan.
Horrific. This is a holocaust.
Would I eat blue cheese? You know, that's the one cheese I haven't really tried. I guess I shouldn't say that. There are, you know, tons of varieties of cheese. I'm sure there's plenty I haven't tried. Blue cheese is the only one I probably wouldn't try. The molding ekes me out. And I know it's perfectly safe to eat, and it's fine. It's just, it's a mental block. I can't do it.
Imagine it says the word kosher on there.
Because it's kosher, presumably.
How horrific.
Oh god, please don't annoy this poor guy who's just trying to do his job and stock the shelves.
Eating animals is not right.
Okay, at least she didn't bug that guy. That's good.
We need a new society. A vegan society. Here is a lamb. A lamb. Have you ever seen a white dog? A white fluffy dog? I used to have a white fluffy dog. Her name was Lacey. She looked exactly like a little lamb. This is a lamb, a baby sheep, the most innocent of creatures. Why would we ever think that her body is worth $31 and hurt her? This is a lamb. Now you might say to yourself, well, I don't eat lamb because it's a baby. But all animals are sentient. All of them feel. This chicken didn't want to die, and halal means nothing. Halal is meaningless. It does not mean that the animal died.
Again, for you it might not mean anything, but to billions of people, it does. It means a lot, okay? It has a meaning.
Died without pain. No matter how green your sticker is, it's wrong.
That guy looked like Rich Evans a little bit. Did you notice the guy?
It's wrong.
X-Files theme. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Rich Evans, spotted in the wild. Morok says, have you met a lamb lady? They're little shits who'll eat your shoes and take out your kneecaps. Who's Rich Evans? Oh boy. Go look up Red Letter Media on YouTube. Very funny channel. Watch their Best of the Worst series. Tyron says, guess what? Human lives and bodies have monetary value too, or does she refuse to get car insurance as well? Pyromancer says, Rich Evans is a hive mind. Confirmed. Rich Evans, you know, of the Ellen Show fame.
Terrible. It's unjust.
Kirthan with a link to a Wikipedia page. Kasu Martsu, literally rotten putrid cheese, sometimes spelled Kasu Martsu, is also called in Sardinian language, is a traditional Sardinian sheep milk cheese that contains live insect larvae. A variation of the cheese is also produced in some southern Corsican villages like Sartène? Sorry. Oh boy, the Maggot Cheese. I've heard about the Maggot Cheese. This is another one I don't think I could do. Any cheese that involves mold or maggots or any kind of bug, I'm good. It might be delicious. For all I know, this could maybe be the best cheese I've ever eaten. Who knows? But it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I don't want to know. Why would I want to know and get a taste for it, you know? Now I gotta all of a sudden go and look around for Maggot Cheese. I'm good. One Speedy Yoshi says, if you plan on growing out your nails, and then it's, cheese nails. Those are cute. I actually really like those. Bardlock Moses says, Limburger is awful. I don't think I've ever had Limburger cheese.
It's evil.
It's illegal in the US? I could understand that.
Baby. A baby. Just a baby.
Devious Chilster says, this woman's least favorite actor, Kevin Bacon, or as she calls him, Kevin Murder Man. Alright, that made me giggle.
A baby cow.
What happens when you like it and then are never able to find it? You'll spend your life chasing that cheese high. It's true.
The same size. The same innocent eyes.
Cheese is basically hardened yogurt. How could you say something so brave and so controversial?
How can you ever buy this and put it on your plate and into your mouth? Don't eat veal. Watch Dominion Movement to understand what happens. Watch Earthlings. This is a baby cow. I don't give a fuck if it's raised without hormones.
Devious Chilster says, okay, but she's right about this one. Veal is awful how it's made. It is interesting that we all draw that line somewhere, isn't it? Like, a lot of people in this chat aren't vegan, aren't even vegetarian, but would agree that veal, gross, right? Veal, not okay. And I would tend to agree with that. But it's just interesting that we all draw that line somewhere, and it's kind of arbitrary where we draw the line, you know? One Speedy Yoshi says, what will you do when cheese is outlawed? Also, I know the perfect drink for you when you eat the moldy cheese. Oh, Jesus, what is this?
Wireless for 20 bucks
Chunky
a
milk? Oh, God. And then Princess Amelia says, speaking of stinky food, one thing on my bucket list is to go to Sweden and try surströmming. I'm actually not familiar with that.
That's not right.
It's right, all right. Now, chunky style milk, that's not right.
I choose chunky style milk because it has the wholesome chunks growing kids need, unlike smooth style milk.
Hey guys, save some chunks for me.
All right, the chew there got me.
Oh, that's not right.
Kind of like your wireless bill.
Jesus Christ.
Murdered this animal. Certified animal welfare bullshit. How do you humanely kill somebody who doesn't want to die? Now
this is, again, you would think that, how do I put this? I put harm reduction pretty far up on my list of priorities, right? So if we're talking about the meat industry, I recognize the horror and evils that are done in factory farming and how poorly the animals are treated. So even if I was vegan or vegetarian, I would appreciate that there were brands out there that were very specifically working with animal welfare organizations to have inspectors come and make sure they're doing everything above board and the animals have a certain standard of living while they are alive and that they're being taken care of and not cramped and stuff. Like, that's great. That's harm reduction. Even if it's not exactly the end point you want, which would be the non, consumption of meat or dairy products. Still, harm reduction is a positive thing, but it's not for her, right? For her, it's either all or nothing. Either everyone stops eating meat altogether and all dairy products right now, right this second, or don't even bother. Don't bother any mitigation. Don't bother outreach and trying to get people to just reduce their meat consumption. It has to be all right now. And that's not an effective way to push your belief system. People don't want to do that.
They make it sound like a family farm. Fuck you. No. It's wrong. This is disgusting. What is this supposed to mean? Milk-fed veal. What?
Presumably they fed milk to the veal? Seems pretty straightforward.
You let the baby stay with his mother for a little while before chopping him up into...
Oh, I don't even know about that. I would assume they probably collected milk and then fed it to them. I don't think they were actually letting them stay with the mom.
This is somebody's body. It's awful.
I've never had veal, and I'm pretty cool with keeping it that way.
Being in a store when you're vegan is like being in a...
I'm giving her too much credit. She's just performatively jerking off. Maybe.
Morgue.
Feels like it.
Full. Absolutely full of death everywhere. Watch the movie, watch the documentary Seaspiracy. Do not buy fish. Do not buy dairy foods. They're not food, they're someone's body. Terrible. These fish did nothing wrong. They did not deserve to be taken out of the water. Watch the documentary Seaspiracy. Seaspiracy. It's so important to watch. You will see how many other fish are murdered when they take these ones out, and the others are thrown back in. A life of hell. And while they try to take fish out of the water at the same time, dolphins are accidentally also murdered.
Sure, and that's terrible, and I think that making sure that you're not, or at least taking steps to mitigate any damage to animals like dolphins. Again, my concern for an animal is basically in line with how intelligent we know those animals to be. Dolphins are incredibly intelligent. I don't want anything bad to happen to any dolphin, right? For me, dolphins and other great apes and like pigs and most primates, honestly, are basically... Humans are, if we did a tier list of like living beings I give a shit about, humans are S tier. I know I pretend to be pretty misanthropic and be like, I hate everyone, but I don't want anyone to suffer harm, unnecessarily or whatever. So humans are S tier, and then in A tier, you're gonna have your dolphins and killer whales and stuff like that. Then you're gonna have like apes and monkeys and pigs and shit. Then B tiers. Oh, and dogs and cats are probably in that tier too, just because cultural reasons we treat cats and dogs very highly because of our culture. B tiers probably going to be like chickens, other poultry. And then C tiers just like bugs and shit that I don't care about, fish, shellfish. And I'm just talking about morally. I'm not talking about environmental, because there are obviously environmental issues with, certain kinds of fishing and stuff too. But like, I don't know. I just don't consider them all on the same level, morally, for me. Kirthan says, everything is food. Some things are a food only once. Morok says, to quote Bart Simpson on the matter, knife goes in, guts come out. Was that when they went to... Oh gosh, was that when they went to China? Knife goes in, guts come out. Or did he just get a job at like a fish factory? I don't remember. Japan. It was Japan. My bad.
Here's what you can buy. Kiwi. Buy all kinds of veggies and fruits. Buy dates. These are delicious. Absolutely delicious. They taste like candy.
I wonder how she contends with, like, animals dying in agricultural industries. Because, like, that happens. Like, when you're plowing when you're plowing a field, but also, like, when you're harvesting a field. I grew up in the country. I grew up around, you know, I was surrounded by farm fields and stuff. Jake was, too. We lived down the street from each other. So we were around farms and stuff, you know, most of our lives. Like, when you do that stuff to a field, you're killing animals occasionally. Mice and stuff get caught up in the machinery, and it kills them, and sometimes it winds up in the food. Which is why there's like an FDA minimum or maximum amount of, like, animal material that can be in any X amount of food product, right? Because that happens. So, I just wonder if she ever contends with that, or if she just doesn't think about it.
I never used to like dates, and now I absolutely crave them. Here's some pomegranates. Buy pomegranates. Buy cherries. Buy blueberries. Buy blackberries. Blueberries are being proven to help reduce the chance of you getting cancer.
Did you say blueberries reduce your chance of getting cancer? No. What? Morok says the crunchy bits of dates are bugs that got swallowed up by the fruit. That's disgusting, and I hope that's not true. One Spady Yoshi says, would mermaids be half red meat, half fish, or just red meat? Could you make surf and turf platter out of one carcass? Yes, I stole this. That's pretty funny.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Ooh, okay.
What the fuck is this?
Okay, I gotta... Okay, I got a stream to do. Compose. Okay, one more time. We gotta do that one more time. It's just perfect.
What the fuck is this?
I just love the idea. I love the idea that she legitimately has never heard of or seen the concept of a lobster tank before. And she's legit, that's her legit reaction. What the fuck is this? It's perfect. Someone turn this into a meme just anytime something you don't like happens. What the fuck is this? 74 Quinn 74 says, no, Hannah, this is the stream. Bitter Quinn says, or Bitter Grin rather, sorry. So if she's really concerned, she's going to buy all those lobsters and free them, right? Make that a soundbite on the channel. That'd be a good raid notification, wouldn't it?
What the fuck is this?
Okay, let's keep going.
Why do you have live animals here? This is torture. Fuck. It's terrible. You're torturing these animals. They're alive. What the fuck is wrong? Oh my god.
Kippy says, I'm literally dying. Please make this a soundbite. Hannah, your laugh is the most infectious laugh of all time. Okay, hold on. Let me... Woo! Okay. Oh. My throat hurts. Oh god, my voice is even deeper than usual because I fucked it up with all the laughing. That sucks. Alright, so that's downloading. I'll turn it into an audio clip for raids. Retail workers don't get paid enough. Agreed. MH Darkbeast says, okay, Hannah, new idea for stream emote. A lobster in a bikini with a what the fuck above its head. Hot tub lobster emote. Oh, WTF is this emote would honestly be awesome, though. Oh, I really screwed up my throat. Oh, no.
Horrific. It's terrible. This is a crime.
Thank you, Baha.
Who would do this to anyone? Look at them, they're still alive. Why are you torturing them like this? You could eat anything else. Despicable.
That's just the end of the video. Nick says, someone asked Legal Eagle or Leonard French if this is a crime. Okay. She's got another video someone sent, which we'll watch real quick and then we'll move on. It's about Gordon Ramsay.
Stretching and stuff. I was here
Why
with
is
all
it
my
muted?
doctor and my nurse friends and some physiotherapists and some dietitians.
Did she forget to
too.
turn her sound
And we
on
were just all
initially?
talking about what happened. You guys must have heard what happened. You know that vegan teacher, like.
No, I don't think we
like
saw
that
this
much,
video.
and
I think we
she
saw.
really
Oh, it's
liked it.
mono. God dang it.
Favorite person. She can be a bit like, you know, I don't know.
Nope, I'm not listening to a mono video. Excuse me. How about this video about Tim Hortons? Nick says, me upon hearing a mono video. What the fuck is this?
Hello, students. I'm here. I rode my bike here, and I'm standing outside of a restaurant here in Montreal called Tim Hortons.
Last Firstborn, thank you for subscribing and kicking off the hype train.
I don't know if you have these if you're watching from England or Australia. You probably don't. But here, this is a chain of donut shops that have, unfortunately, very few vegan options, if any, actually. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit.
We have Tim Hortons here in Michigan, too. Tim Hortons is pretty good. MW1642, thanks for 100 bits. Tim Hortons, it goes, okay, Krispy Kreme is S tier. Tim Hortons is B tier. I don't know Dunkin' Donuts, so I don't know where that would go. Bardlock Moses says, I hate how she tries to sound like a kid. Yeah.
So why I'm here is I want to encourage you that when you go to these donut shops or any other fast food restaurant, that you ask for the vegan options. So you walk up to the counter and you say, tell me about your vegan options. Now they might tell you something like maybe some sort of those potato, what are they called? Hash browns. Sometimes those are vegan. They might have something like that. Of course, they might have some sort of a salad and they'll say to you, well, you can have it, but we're gonna have to take off the meat, and so you're basically left with like 3 pieces of lettuce and a tomato or something like that. Rarely do they have other options for protein, such as tofu, lentils, chickpeas, and things like that. But that's what we want to encourage going forward. We want all of these restaurants to become as vegan as...
Okay, so here's the thing. Vegan teacher, if you want that, that's perfectly valid and fine and understandable. The market for vegan food items has grown a ton in the last decade and probably will continue to do so, which is great. But then you need to call corporate and say, hi, I wanted to leave a recommendation or whatever. I wanted to have a customer comment. And they'll go, okay, we'll transfer you to whatever department takes customer comments. And then politely say, hi, I'm a customer. I really like your establishment. I wish you had more vegan options. Consider it. And then if a lot of people call and say that, then potentially they'll look into doing more vegan options. Don't go into the Tim Hortons and bitch about it because the minimum wage employees do not care. They have no power over what gets served on the menu. Bardlock Moses says smaller local donut shops are the best. I don't have any around here, so I guess I wouldn't know. 70% to level 1 of the hype train.
As possible, and that means 100% vegan. As time goes by, the more of us that talk to the management and ask them for these kind of things, the more that they...
No, but don't talk to the management at the store. Call corporate. Tim Hortons is part of a huge, company. The local manager, who's probably just a shift manager, has no power over this shit. Do not bother them with this. Histerfan, thanks for gifting a sub, and Chapamon with 100 bits says, my last 100 bits on my account. Your laughter has earned it. Choo choo. We got through level 1. Thank you.
They will carry them. That's just called supply and demand. So what you do is you go up to the cash or the drive-thru, if that's what you're doing, and you say, tell me about your vegan options. And if they say, we don't have any, then you'll say, well, that doesn't make any sense. It's 2021. You should totally have vegan options here. And you try to talk to them about the industry as quickly as you can. Just say, hey, do you know what they do with the baby chicks in the industry? This is why I don't want to eat eggs, because they crush the baby boy chicks because they'll never be able to lay eggs. And a lot of people don't even know that, so you just be educating people.
No one... Okay, I shouldn't say no one cares. A lot of people care. The appropriate place to do that is not in the Tim Hortons to the shift manager. Kierathan with 100 bits becomes the stream boss, says yoink. Towing24 says, you're dead wrong. Tim's double rules all. Also, F this Karen harassing minimum wage people.
And you can also tell them about the cows and what happens and why you don't want products with milk. Why you want soy milk or oat milk for your coffee is because you don't want to hurt the cows. A lot of people don't even realize it. They think that cows naturally give milk. They just give milk all the time. They don't realize that they have to be mothers to give milk. They're mammals. And so the milk that comes from them, which humans steal, belongs to their babies. They have this milk, they produce this milk to give to their babies. So what we do that is terrible in this industry, in all of these industries, is we kill the babies. We kill the baby boys so that we can steal their milk. Now let's look at this menu here. We have all kinds of stuff here, but do you see the word vegan anywhere? Look at these baked goods here. Do you see the word vegan? I don't see it.
What percent of the Canadian population is vegan? Are vegan? Is vegan? I don't know. So let's see. There are approximately 2.3 million Canadians who followed a vegetarian diet in 2018. That's vegetarian. A further 0.85 million consumers classify themselves as vegan. Morok with 220 bits says, have the last of my bits too, Hannah. The woman makes me legit angry and not normal angry, hardcore angry. Thank you. And last Firstborn X, thanks for gifting 5 subs to the community. I appreciate that. So 0.85 million consumers are vegan in Canada. Canadian population, 37 million. 37.59 divided by 0.85. Wait, is it the opposite? Am I supposed to do the opposite? I think I'm supposed to do the opposite. 0.85 divided by, what was it? 37.59? Trying to figure out their percent of the population it is, and I'm bad at math. So 2% of the population, 2% of the population is vegan, which is actually more than I thought it would, assuming I did that math right. I may not have. 2.26%. Thank you. Okay, I'm glad I was right. Now that's not insignificant. 2% is a decent amount, but you know, 98% aren't that. So you're not necessarily going to be the priority. Again, as the number of people who are vegan rises, you'll get more options, and that's a good thing. But again, this isn't the way to increase it. Towing24 says, if this Karen wasn't just virtue signaling, she'd know there's plenty of vegan options. And then there's a website. Everything vegan at Tim Hortons. Beyond Sausage, Beyond Meat Burger, all Beyond Meat entrees afforded with cheese, mixed berry oatmeal, regular oatmeal, usually other oatmeal flavor or two, garden veggie sandwich, harvest vegetable soup, garden salad. Again, the Beyond Meat and sausage depend on the location, according to these. But more and more restaurants are doing the Beyond Meats now. Hash brown, potato wedges, kettle chips, English muffins, homestyle biscuits, peanut butter, jams, jellies, cinnamon raisin bagels, plain bagels, everything bagels, sesame seed bagels, blueberry bagels, English muffin, there's a decent number of things at Tim Hortons that are vegan. Just saying. Robert Morley, 260 with 2,500 bits. Thank you. Gotta help the hype train. Thanks for all you do. Well, thank you so much for all the bits. That's awesome. Which brings us to 69% of the level 4 hype train. Nice. Poss Patrol with 300 bits says, haha, the hype train's at 69%. Nice. Wait, no.
I see all kinds of words here about how many calories things are. I see how many calories things are. I see that they have vanilla, hot chocolate, whatever. Nowhere does it say vegan. And then we have these, unfortunately, these dead animals here. Look at that. That's really sad. Farmer's wrap. Farmer's wrap and a dead body there. Wow. What are they saying here? Adults and youth age 13 and older need an average of 2,000 calories a day. They're telling you about the calories as if they care about your health. And do you see anything green in these pictures? Look at that.
Okay, but you can still be keeping track of your calories and not necessarily be eating something that's the healthiest for you. Like, for instance, I'm on a diet, right? Or rather, I'm changing my diet to be healthier. Because dieting isn't something you do for only a little bit of time. It's an overall change in your eating habits, right? So I used to eat fast food constantly. I'm talking, 4 or 5 times a week I was eating fast food, which is not good for you because the calorie counts on those is going to be pretty high, and also the nutritional value is going to be relatively low. However, once a month I do some sort of eating out or fast food or whatever, either on a special occasion or one day a month, just because it's something that's enjoyable, and that's fine to do things like that every once in a while. But that doesn't mean I don't look at the calories even on that day, right? So if on that day I'm like, I would like a McDonald's cheeseburger, or I want something from IHOP or Denny's or something, I still look at the calories, even if the food itself isn't great for you. It's still good to keep track of those things and know how much it is. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure it's, well, I guess this is Canada, so I don't know. But in the United States, it became a law that they have to post the calories on menus like this. Again, I don't know the legality of any of that in Canada, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was also the case there. Miss K's with 100 bits says, keep up the hype. We're at 83% to level 5. Bardlock Moses says, is she standing in the drive-thru? It kind of looks like it, yeah. Puka the Duca with 100 bits. Thank you. Bardlock Moses also with 100. Baha says, I Google every place I eat beforehand so I know exactly what's vegan so I can just order. Of course, that makes sense. I don't know why vegan teachers acting like that's not an option. DM Trey, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. Much appreciated. And Frizer Burn says, hype train, choo-choo. 86%. We're so close.
Not a single piece of green in there. No, like, broccoli.
There's literally right here, if you look at the bottom right of the frame, some sort of breakfast sesame bagel that clearly has green on it. And according to the website, they also have just like veggie wraps and veggie sandwiches. So, DM Trey with 20 bits says, hype chew.
No spinach? Like, they don't care about your health. And over here, you have like...
They probably care about the perception of health. A lot of places are moving towards that perceived health, perceived lower calorie stuff, even if it isn't really true, because the consumer tends to look for healthier options now. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting a sub. And eTune2350 with 100 bits says, hype train, choo choo. We did it. We got to 106% of the hype train. Thank you, everyone.
One
You're the best community on Twitch. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you.
tiny little piece of lettuce there. When your lettuce, you should be this much. It should be a giant portion. This is really sad. This is here a dead pig. Then you've got the egg there, which of course comes from the egg industry, which I talked to you about. And these poor chickens, when they lay these eggs, they take them away and they are bred to produce so many more eggs than they used to. It really takes a toll on their bodies. And then the cheese, which is taken because we steal the milk from cows and we make the cheese out of that. So when you go to these places, ask for the vegan options. Try to support local vegan businesses as much as you can. That is the best thing that you can do. And tell your friends the same thing. Share videos like this and write to the companies if you can. Tell them, hey, I would like to have more vegan options. I want to come to your restaurant, but why I want to buy donuts? I want the donuts to have no eggs and no milk. And you guys should learn a recipe.
It wouldn't even surprise me if some donut places do probably have vegan donuts. Bitter Grin says, like, one quick Google showed me 8 different vegan options at Tim Hortons. Yeah, they exist.
And make it for your restaurant. That's what you should tell Tim Hortons. Now, the reason that nothing changes is because people don't write to these companies. They don't tell them. They don't ask at the cash. And you know when they have those little suggestion boxes? Anytime you see a suggestion box, write in there, we would like more vegan options. All right? So thank you very much for listening. Thanks for watching.
Hydrate.
And thank
I
you
missed
for
that.
considering
Sorry.
being vegan. If you still don't believe the importance about being vegan, then I urge you to watch the important documentaries that I'm always talking about here on this channel here.
Bardlock says we have a
Google
vegan donut shop here in Orlando.
Dominion
Yeah, Baha
Movement
says
is
she has
really
one near
important one.
her too.
And you can also watch Earthlings, which is also important. And What the Health talks about health. You can watch The Game Changers, also about health, about strong vegan athletes. And you can watch Cowspiracy, which is about the dairy industry, and Seaspiracy, which is a relatively new one, which is about what happens in our oceans. It seems really quiet here, doesn't it? Yeah, it's actually 8 o'clock at night or so everybody's kind of getting ready for bed, and today's a holiday, so I guess there's not too many people.
People go to bed at 8 p.m.? Jesus Christ.
But I'm here trying to speak out on behalf of the animals. So thanks again for watching, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and becoming as vegan as you possibly can. Thank you so much. Bye.
Oh, I wish she was better at her job. Again, I support like vegans and I support veganism, and I think it's excellent. And I always think it's a good idea for places to have more vegan options available for people, but she just does not go about things in a productive manner, let's say. Okay, let's see what we're going to do next. Maybe a MGTOW thing. Okay, do we want to do one from Sandman? That's the guy that has the weird inflection that a lot of people find annoying. Apologies. Or we have this other one from Anthony Spade. That's why do modern women love to act and look like this? What do you think? Don't sleep shame. Hey, do you? Bardlock Moses says it's Canada. Hockey games break out after 8. Baja says neither. Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure people are going to say Spade because they don't want to deal with weird inflection guy. Fair enough. So this is an Anthony Spade video. We haven't taken a look at him in a while. Let's see what he's up to. Blue Bricks Galore, thanks for following. And Ice Cheese Yummy, thank you for following.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit...
Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do that.
Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that share button. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay, today we're going to be talking about what a woman tattoo says about her.
Oh, God. Is this going to be a whole video where he's like, women shouldn't have tattoos because I don't find them attractive?
All right, before I get started with tattoos, I just want to say when it comes to tattoos, a lot of people start off by getting tattoos because of trends, but eventually it leads to a addiction. A lot of people fall in love with the rush of tattoos. That's the needle actually touching the skin.
Or most people who get tattoos just like the art on them. That's probably most of it. I'm not saying people don't come to enjoy the process. I'm sure some people do. That's fine. I think it's mostly about the art. Baja says, let's get tattoos. I'm on board. Just to keep, to make them angry and keep people like this away. That sounds good.
The form of art is just there for personal reasoning. So, the more problems that people go through in life, a lot of people take it out on tattoos. Chances are, the more tattoos that a person has, the more traumatic things they have been through in their life.
What?
And the more emotional they are. And the least amount of tattoos that a person has is more toned and disciplined as a self-individual. All right? Now,
source? Anyone?
Nowadays, you can always see people's expressions of who they are just through their tattoos, right? Remember, it's not for the art. For the most part, people are getting tattoos for pain. It becomes...
That certainly is a claim you're making. Do you want to back that up with literally anything? One Speedy Yoshi says, I want a mangle tattoo. Oh, it's a Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Gotcha.
It's a rush. And after they've been under that rush for so long and they like it, their body releases dopamine whenever they are getting a tattoo. So a lot of people fall in love with the rush, not necessarily the tattoo. All right, so now we're going to be talking about women, when women get tattoos. Right, now, the first tattoo place that I want people to pay attention to, we're going to call this the tramp stamp.
Here we go. Kirthan says, yes, the ring tattoo my fiance and I are getting after our wedding is all about the rush and the pain.
All right, the tramp stamp is on the lower back of a woman. Typically, women would get this in their earlier years, and they're getting this to be very spontaneous. At the same time, they're about to go through that phase. when women get,
or they just like a certain design and they want to put it right there on like on their lower back. Who cares? Morok says, okay, I had to buy more bits because that pisses me off. I have been horrifically traumatized, and you know what? No tattoos. Yeah, he's being incredibly stupid here.
Tramp stamps is for you to notice them, but also notice their butt at the same time.
Last Firstborn X, thanks for gifting another 5 subs to the community. Thank you.
Because they're trying to get you in the right direction.
Yeah, lower back is also easy to cover up.
Tramp stamps are normally going to be shown in a woman's younger years. Now, if she only has the lower back tattoo and she does not have any other tattoo, then chances are at some point in her life, she's going to do the switcheroo. She's going to go from being promiscuous to the good woman overnight, and she's going to try to clean herself up.
What? Okay, so he assumes if someone has a tattoo on their lower back, they're immediately a slut. Jesus Christ. One Speedy Yoshi says, found your tramp stamp, Hannah. What the hell is that? It looks like Sonichu.
The only guy that's going to really see that tattoo is the guy that she marries or she deals with. A lot of women that are getting the lower tattoos are only going through a promiscuous phase on purpose, and then they want to slide back out and be a good girl. It's their way of living edgy. Now, if they got the lower back...
Holy shit, this guy's a psycho. Mike Max says, I actually created a tattoo design of the infinity symbol based on a tattoo I saw online. The infinity symbol is a dragon made out of fire with Greymon horn and angel wing. That's cool. 74 Quinn 74 says, lower back is a good space and I hate the demonization of it. Yeah. It seems like it's a relatively flat area, easily covered up, so if you have like a job that doesn't want you to have tattoos, whatever, like it's a cool place to get a tattoo. The designation of tramp stamp is pretty fucked up completely, to be honest. Just seems very, very strange.
Back tattoo and a tongue ring, that's a complete bullseye. That's like, all right, she's definitely down for the cause. But at some point of that woman's life, she is going to change. And she's going to regret getting that lower back tattoo. Right, remember, lower back tramp stamps, girls that have been around the block, but tried to clean themselves up. Next, we're going to go with the woman that gets the sleeve, like the arm sleeve. All right, when women get a arm sleeve...
Oh, he's going to like horoscope and or whatever and try and like... Based on where in your body you have a tattoo, let me tell you how you're morally repugnant to me. Gross. Pyromancer says, sounds like this guy needs damage tattooed on his forehead. That is a pretty tattoo.
It's for attention. But what does the arm sleeve represent? I've went through something traumatic in my life, and I'm stronger afterwards. So... when you have a woman that has like a complete sleeve going down her arm of tattoos, something has happened that has absolutely made her very, very, very emotional. But after the situation and she was able to get over it, then she became more confident. Now, if they have long hair and they have a sleeve on their arm, they're a more confident woman. Now, if they have short hair, like they cut it off and a sleeve, let them go date a woman.
You heard it here first, folks. Tattoo sleeve and short hair means automatic lesbian. Okay, where do I even begin with that? No? Your sexuality is not determined by the length of your hair and whether or not you have tattoos. It's not correlative in any meaningful way. It's fine. Stop it. Get some help. One Speedy Yoshi says, don't tell that to my neighbor who's been married for like 50 years and has 2 kids. Wow, good cover.
Period. When a woman has all her hair cut off and she has a tattoo sleeve going down, she is damaged completely. You got to go back to the video where I explained short hair women. The shorter the hair, the more things that they have been through. Now, if they got short hair,
or they just like it. They just like short hair, or are uncomfortable with long hair, because as someone who, you know, for the first time in my life started growing long hair, like, in the last, like, you know, 2 years or so, yeah, I mean, I love having long hair. I wouldn't have it if I didn't like it, but it gets in your face, and you gotta, when you're eating, as it gets in your mouth, and you gotta put your hair up when it's bothering you. But, like, what? What the fuck?
And they have a lot of tattoos, especially on their arm, they're undateable at all. You'll find most of these women actually dating other women. And when they date another woman, they're going to really be dating another woman like a real butch, a woman that don't even shave her legs.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Who cares? What business is it of yours if someone chooses not to shave their legs, you fucking piece of shit? What a piece of absolute garbage. Baycop 2027 says, the Adidas jumpsuit my man got on makes his take extra intellectual. He must have an IQ of 160. And Pyromancer says, but Hannah, everyone knows a guy with a piercing is in their right ear is gay. Jesus.
You're going to find a lot of women out there that got sleeves on their arms, short hair, dating those. But if she has long hair and she has a sleeve on her arm,
yeah, no,
then she
Baha, you're not butch.
Went through something that hurt her, but she was able to get over it and move on with
Mike
life.
Mack says these guys wonder why they're single, right?
Became more confident. Short hair, avoid at all costs. Let her go be with a woman. All right, next we're going to talk about body art. This is where women start getting tattoos on their backs, murals on their backs, murals on their side, murals on their butt, flowers, butterflies, everything to try to cover up as much of their body as possible. When a woman gets around to getting body tattoos to be noticed, especially big murals, they plan on being naked. They plan on being seen. They plan on taking their clothes off. So the more tattoos she has...
Most people take their clothes off every day when they change or when they shower. Like, it doesn't have to be for you. I would imagine if someone gets, like, full body art tattoos, they love body art and they love the idea of, like, turning their body into a canvas. Like, and I'm sure a lot of people with that probably want to be like, oh, wow, have you seen my tattoos? You know, here's some, maybe show some on the back or whatever. But, like, that doesn't mean they're walking around naked constantly showing people their tattoos. It's for them. They think it's beautiful or cool or whatever. Wow, it's just such a weird thing to be judgmental about.
It's all over her body. The more and faster she's going to take her clothes off because she wants to be seen. And the reason why she has so many tattoos is because she's completely dead inside. She don't believe in herself. She don't feel desirable. She doesn't feel loved at all.
Update from Peter on the Texas thing. Peter says, in response to me asking, are you moving to Texas for that compound thing? He says, nah, I like where I live. I'm also not very churchy. I wouldn't move if they asked me to. So that's good. Peter and his family are safe for now, at least from that particular thing. One Speedy Yoshi says, sorry, Baha, you're not butch. You're like a chapstick lesbian in training. I don't make the rules. I don't even know what chapstick lesbian means.
So she goes and gets these tattoos. So when she's naked, the person that she's around can look at her and admire her, but and treat her as if she's beautiful and gaze at her as if she's beautiful, so she could feel love, so she could feel the attention. But she's using the tattoos to get the attention, which is why they'll typically get it around parts that they know guys are going to watch. When women start getting tattoos on their butt, they're going to be the easiest girls to sleep with because they're getting art on them, so you constantly look at them and desire them. You always have a reason to, because they feel like if they didn't have the tattoos, they don't have anything for you to look at but their skin. So their skin may not be in the best position.
Holy fucking shit, this guy's garbage.
Reality is completely gone. Get a lot of tattoos, but the more tattoos they have on their body, the more pain in life that they've been through, the more emotional they're gonna be, the more as a man, you got to kind of like let them go deal with women, because women like to argue. They like to fight. And if the hair is gone, the hair is short, face tattoo with short hair, bona fide demon.
Demon? Nick says, this guy makes you wish I were 100% asexual instead of just gray asexual.
This is to be avoided at all costs. These type of girls are not even good at being friends. And the reasons why they're not good at being friends is because they never know who they are. This is a complete lost soul that belongs to the world. It's going to go from one extreme to the next. From face tattoos to lashing out to drama. It's a constant roller coaster. The more demons that you run away from, the more that needle to the skin gives you an adrenaline rush of sensation of dopamine that helps aid that pain that people are burning inside. So under the hardships of what they're going through, that are in gangs, that are totally depressed, that they live their life on that rush preparing to die. They live that.
It's so ridiculous. I would love to see, like, get 100 women who have all sorts of different kinds of tattoos. Some maybe just have like an ankle tattoo. Other ones, you know, all ranging up to, you know, full body tattoos and everything. And then as an experiment for him being like, oh, you think these people are easy, right? Okay, we're going to show them 3 of your videos, and not even this one, because of course he'd be like, well, I'm telling them the truth and it's hard and they don't want to hear it. So not even this one, 3 other videos of his, and then say, all right, now who wants to sleep with Anthony? 0 will raise their hand, I guarantee it. Baycop 2027 says, unrelated, but I have a new kitten, and if you don't scoop her poop right away, she gets disgusted and tosses it out of the litter box. Anyone ever have that happen? I haven't. Maybe someone in chat has, though. Happily Panic, thanks for following. Welcome to the stream.
That life with that rush preparing to go to jail because they're scared to take their own life. You have to understand that when it comes to women, when she starts to do destruction to herself, it's because she doesn't believe in herself and she's afraid to take her own life. So she'll rather keep putting herself through pain that releases dopamine to help hide it. And they normally do this with tattoos on their arms and all over their body.
Baycop got the 1K bits badge. Nice. His thesis is I hate women. Basically, yes. Wow, that guy's annoying. Sorry, I'm just looking for something to maybe end with. I don't know. I say I don't know a lot. That's a bad habit. A verbal tick. I must stop. Nick with a cleanse. Did I read the thing you linked in chat the other night? Remind me what it was. Cute. Oh, the blog post from the turf complaining about whales. No, I haven't. Well, maybe we can take a look at it. Let me see. It's just under chuds, I think. All eyes on whales. This is from Glinner, famous turf. Let's see what it says. Bear in mind, I don't know anything about Wales. I don't know stuff about UK politics, so I got no context for this. Did I see this disgusting rainbow capitalism? Give me leather daddies and furries over that any day. Let me see. Jesus. It's pretty ugly, but, you know, whatever. When you think of Wales, you might imagine rugged mountains, dragons, and rugby legends, too many to count. Its national identity is grounded in a proud working-class history, evident in the unwavering support enjoyed by Welsh Labour, who have secured the largest vote share in every general and Senedd election for decades, rather. And while it comes to ideological capture, there may be none more taken than Wales. As a fully paid-up Stonewall diversity champion, the National Assembly for Wales appears in the Stonewall Top 10, listed as top Welsh employer. Unbeknownst to most of its population, the Welsh government has committed itself to destroying the rights of women and children under the insistence it is promoting trans rights. The only thing holding it back from fully implementing self-ID are the limits of de-evolution. Adia Blue says, Whales are large water-faring mammals. Great, thanks. A number of Welsh MPs, including Nia Griffith and Christina Rees, sit on the APPG on global LGBT+ rights, which was recently found to be secretly pushing poor policy into Parliament on behalf of lobbyists. Welsh politicians hold 5 of its 14 vice chair positions, including former Stonewall chief executive Baroness Ruth Hunt. During the recent WESC committee hearings, Wales was praised by Stonewall as a prime example of international best practices when it comes to transgender rights and healthcare. If only Stonewall's endorsement on these matters was a good thing. Jesus. Women don't deserve to lose their recognition in law and the right to discuss and defend being a woman in the context of being female, an unavoidable fact for more than 50% of the population, inclusive of trans-identifying females. However, the erasure of the rights of human females in law is a primary objective of the mainstream trans rights extremist. Yes, when I wake up every morning, it's not that I just want to have equal treatment. It's that the erasure of human female rights is my top priority. Lil Nas X is a certified stana. What? 'Cause shiny. I get it. They've been winning, given females are the marginalized and oppressed half of the human population, both globally and historically. This is a significant blow to any attempts to achieve equality of the sexes. Yes, recognizing trans women is clearly going to destroy cis women everywhere. The ideological capture of small and devolved nations like Wales. That seems like a fucked up thing to say. The ideological capture of a small and developed nations or de-evolved nations like Wales is part of a global rollback on women's rights and recognition. Even CEWAD is now in danger. The Welsh government is 100% committed to Stonewall mantras that dictate female erasure in law, whatever the careless consequences as outlined in their statement of support for transgender communities, released by Jerry Miles, who was recently appointed Minister for Education. Quote, "We believe trans women are women, trans men are men, and non-binary identities are valid." Again, how is this destroying anything about women's rights, Glinner? Can you explain for even 1 second how you think that means anything negative for cis women? In their sexist statement, the Welsh government asserts that sex never matters, even though we all know it does. They flippantly redefined women to placate aggressive gender ideologues. Their investment in sex denialism has already seen the rollout of new gender services in Wales, which oblige local GPs to prescribe hormones, thereby forcing complicity in administering ideologically driven, not evidence-based, irreversible body modification. Jesus Christ, it's HRT. They're not installing a fucking next-generation visor on you like Geordie. Princess Amelia says, devolution is a concept in the UK to give more rights to the countries that make it up. It's similar to the concept of states' rights in the US. Gotcha. Devolution refers to London deferring some decisions to the governments of several nations. Gotcha. Thank you. Wales's government is devolved from the UK central government. Gotcha. Understand. Thank you. Unsurprisingly, Jerry Miles has been flagged by his constituents for dismissing safeguards concerns and shows disregard for paternal engagement in the development of Wales's new RSE curriculum, which is alarming given it has been made mandatory for all Welsh children. The new curriculum is based upon queer theory, complete with rebrands as, quote, relationship and sexuality education. Parents are powerless to protect their children from inappropriate material in school beyond appealing to schools directly. I assume what he considers to be inappropriate is talking about the existence of LGBT people. Or maybe just specifically T people. Rather than update the outdated curriculum so that children and young people are given unbiased, timely, accurate, and age-appropriate information about their bodies, rights, and consent with respect for safeguarding, they face ideological indoctrination from the tender age of just 3 years old. This ideological push was pioneered by a Cardiff University professor, Emma Reynolds, who applies queer theory to childhood studies and led the Welsh Government's advisory panel, heavily laden with Stonewall champions. The new hijacked curriculum and associated materials developed under her supervision claims sex is a spectrum, intersex is a third sex, gender identity is paramount, and single-sex facilities are unfair amongst an avalanche of gender unicorn-inspired propaganda and scientifically illiterate misinformation. And if I trust anyone to talk to me about scientific literacy, it's a guy who wrote the IT crowd, as opposed to this person who actually studies it. Great. Stonewall acolyte Jerry Miles is just a new consultation on Wales's new compulsory RSE curriculum, blah, blah, blah. Sex is superseded by gender, sure, which is later defined as gender identity, and it claims sex is assigned, not observed. The guidance places obligations upon schools to deliver ideologically loaded material. All educational material is ideologically loaded. Along with a requirement to involve third parties, blah, blah, blah. Left wide open to abuse by zealous ideologues. Materials already released in support of this curriculum direct schools to the dubious mermaids and proud trust, with no mention of alternative advisors and trainers like the Transgender Trend and Safe Schools Alliance. Oh, yikes. The people of Wales should do well to recognize they're giving resources that are positive for trans people instead of negative conversion therapy shit. Yikes. Yeah, his wife left him because of this turf shit, which is amazing. The people of Wales would do well to recognize the corruption of thought by way of ideological mantras before their children come home from school with reckless disregard for their bodily integrity, sexual health, and well-being, while espousing the hypersexualized and sexist language of gender ideology. Wow. This is a call for help. Welsh children are in danger of compulsory indoctrination in gender ideology from the age of 3 and throughout their school life. Department for Education guidance that stops children from being taught they could be born in the wrong body doesn't apply in Wales because education is devolved. Gender identity is unjustifiable in the light of child protection safeguarding. Why? And the United Nations Convention of the Rights of the Child, yet the Welsh government, led by Welsh Labour, is hell-bent on embedding abusive ideologies at the heart of children's lives. Again, just teaching people that transgender individuals exist is apparently abusive to children. Urgent action is needed to steer the Welsh RSE curriculum back on track. Please help by responding to the Welsh Government consultation before July 16th, 2021. If you live in Wales, please also raise concern with your Senate representatives and MPs. That's disgusting. Only, oh wait, there's 7 comments, it looks like, on his. So his page is just absolutely bopping along, I guess. Oh, you got it. What? No, okay, you can look. Okay, we should probably add this guy to chuds, shouldn't we? Are any rich feminists out there? Yikes. Okay. That's enough of him. Gender ideology, aka trans people exist. Yeah, my existence is an ideology. Funny. Princess Amelia says apparently Glinner now lives on his Substack subscriptions and royalties from his comedy writing days, which amuses me. He still probably has more money than any of us. He wrote a pretty popular TV show. Alright, that's probably good for today. We've been going for 3 hours. He did one about the world's first NB mayor in Wales. Oh, Jesus. I'm sure that's lovely. It's not lovely.
And you start doing it in your free time, exploring these things, I think that's a clear indication of where you should go after that. You should be in those STEM classes because you have a clear interest in that. Just pushing kids into it is not going to help because you're going to get some people in there who don't like it, aren't interested in like advancing it, and just going to.
All right, everyone, have a wonderful evening.
I don't think anybody said anything.
I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you sleep well. No, I don't think we're going to be doing a stream tomorrow. I have electrolysis, so I'm going to be busy. And then I might go hang out with some friends with Baja. So, yeah. Have a good night. I'll see you guys Saturday for the next stream, okay? Oh, I think we're also supposed to be doing a PO unboxing tomorrow in the evening. So, keep an eye out on Twitter and Discord for the link to that. So thanks everyone. Have a wonderful evening. See you guys later.
Community college, and it's had like a pretty good amount of funding. Thankfully, like around here, lots of people have put in a lot of work to make sure our education is good.